welcome back from the break, everybody. You're watching Game Masters here on the GDQ Hotfix. I am your host, Kiara_TV, for the rest of the evening. And that was an awesome Super Mario Odyssey run, so hopefully everybody really enjoyed that. And the Mario is not done, because coming up now is going to be part 2 of the Super Mario RPG Remake low-level run that Kuiper is bringing to us. And it's a run all about going through the game with as little experience as possible and just making sure any boss you fight, you get no experience whatsoever. How is that possible? In a few moments, Kuiper's going to be explaining it to you all. It's going to be very, very clear. Before we get into that, though, I want to remind everybody that GDQ 2025 will be live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from January 5th through the 12th. Registration and hotel booking are now open, so visit gamesdonequick.com and check the GDQ 2025 important dates section to learn more. Runner and volunteer submissions are open until October 6th. So that's only less than a week away. So if you want to get a run in, now's the time to do it. So we hope to see you there. It's going to be awesome. Also, if you missed part 1 of the Super Mario RPG low-level run, then you can check out our VODs over on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. But without further ado, once again, we are joined by Kuiper Don't Care and Spike Vegeta on commentary. Kuiper, I see you are in a precarious situation here. This guy doesn't seem to care too much, but what do you got going for us? As a reminder for those who may have missed episode 1.
I am not in a precarious position at all. I'm just dancing on top of this guy's head. We're just hanging out here with our good friend. Hello, everybody. I am Kuiper Don't Care. This is my boy. I was gonna say, is that your boy? It's my boy. As Kiara said, this is part 2 of the SMRPG low-level run. If you did miss part 1, you can go check it out on YouTube. There are a lot of weird camera things going on in that video. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah, don't worry about it. If you're wondering why I'm red today. So anyway, this is part 2. I'm wearing a very cool, I'm just going to show it off real quick because my friend got this for me earlier. This is a OG Super Nintendo shirt with all the promotional stuff. It's very, very cool. I'm wearing it in celebration. But yeah, this is the continuation of that. This is where we left off 2 weeks ago when we did this run. We are in Nimbus Land. We just defeated our most recent boss, Mega Smilax, and we will be going through the rest of the run as usual. So, as Kiara mentioned, I'll explain briefly. We're going to have to watch a lot of cutscenes here in a little bit, so I will explain what low level is in case you missed it, in case you've never heard of it before. But the first thing that we would normally do, and I'm assuming people are waiting for me to start a timer.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Let's go.
Okay. Get it going.
Yeah, we're gonna get it going. All right. So, we are here in Nimbus Land. We're gonna make one quick little pit stop, and we're going to buy a hand cannon for our good friend Gino. And now this is the part where we're gonna be watching a bunch of cutscenes. So now I can explain what low level is in case you all have never seen it before. So, what low level is? It is a speedrun category for this game. It exists both for the SNES game as well as for the remake. We are obviously playing the remake on Twitch. And basically what low level is we have to complete the game while obtaining as little experience as possible. Every single time you defeat a boss, you are given experience. Most of the time you're given coins and experience. And basically we have to gamble our experience away. And the way you do that is there is a status effect in this game known as the lucky status effect. Sometimes if you're playing through this game, you'll defeat a random enemy and a little flower will pop out and it'll say, oh, lucky, whatever, and you get a chance to double your fight rewards. Well, there are 2 ways in which you can force that mini-game to happen. One of them is a consumable item known as the Lucky Jewel, which you obtain after you defeat Punchinello in Moleville. The second way is a Lucky Hammer, that is an actual weapon that you can use infinite amount of times, that you obtain once you have defeated Spiritovich in Seaside Town. And basically how this run works is every time we encounter either a boss or here in Nimbus Land, you'll actually see 2 instances where there are just a couple enemies that are in our way that we have to defeat. Anytime we get into an encounter like that, I have to win the fight. I then have to initiate this lucky minigame, and then I have to intentionally lose it. intentionally is kind of a loose thing there because I have no control over whether or not I lose it. The way you lose it is you, first of all, have to hope that the game gives you the option to double your experience and not your coins. If you ever see me get do you want to double your coins on the screen? I have to reset and do the fight over again. I can't accept coins because it will guarantee that I get experience. If we get experience, what then has to happen is 3 Yoshi eggs are going to pop up on the screen. And this is where the minigame on screen, the counters on screen are going to come in handy. 3 Yoshi eggs are going to pop up on screen. The middle egg will have a little baby Yoshi in it. Yoshi will always start in that middle egg. The 2 options on either side, the left egg and the right egg, are random. One of the options will have a little bird, which signifies a tie, and then the other egg will have a little black fuzzy in it, and that will signify a wrong choice, a loss, and we will lose the gamble. I don't know which of those eggs, the egg that starts on the left and the egg that starts on the right, will have the black fuzzy. I don't know which one it is. There's no possible way to figure it out. It is truly random. So, basically what this run turns into is a series of 1 in 4 dice rolls, basically. You beat a boss, and then you have to hope you roll the 1 in 4 of getting experience and then selecting the wrong egg in order to get out of the fight and move on. A fun thing that we do whenever I do this, Spike and I actually just recently did a race of this a couple days ago, where I set the world record again by a minuscule, 2 minutes.
Oh, show off, run. Will you? Okay.
It was an absolutely terrible run, but I did reset
terrible
the world
run,
record.
Still world record. Great.
It was
Dude,
so,
we know that life.
It was so bad. But yeah, so it turns into a series of 1 in 4s that you have to lose, and something that we do for fun is I allow my chat, my community, to gift subs, gift bits, prime subs, resubs, anything like that. And they can put those subs, those bits, towards either Team Left or Team Right. Whichever one is in the lead, that will be the egg that I follow at the beginning of the minigame. And last time, I want to say it bounced around quite a bit. We kind of went back and forth between Team Left and Team Right. I am usually a believer in Team Left. I'm not a big Team Right guy. I don't want to influence anybody here. Yeah, that is how this run works. There will be some exceptions to the rules of it being a 1 in 4 chance to get through any given fight. We'll talk about that a little bit later because the big enchilada of this run is coming up in, what do you say, Spike, in an hour and a half, maybe?
Yeah, we'll hopefully say an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, in an ideal world, yeah.
And to be clear about this, what this is, gamers, this is a showcase.
Yes.
More than anything else.
Correct.
So, Kuiper has actually extensively gone through the entire run and actually put saves, a bunch of different save files after each of the significant bosses and whatnot. So at any point, you might say, well, theoretically, couldn't you just get screwed over by RNG and get stuck somewhere forever, not able to lose it? We've seen it in the race we did the other day. I know just me alone, I had one fight that took me 20 attempts.
Was it Great Guy, Knife Guy, Spike?
No, it was not.
No, I actually got lucky the last couple of Knife Guy Great Guys. We're getting them second try. No, it was, but I am the king of going 37 tries on that boss. So after X amount of attempts of different bosses, Kuiper will likely just say, if we have not successfully gambled our experience away, that we will just jump to the next boss. So here we are on the first catch of the day. Nimbus Land is an absolute monster.
It is.
I know, Kuiper, you consider this, and I think we all do. This is the worst part of the run.
This is the worst part of the run, correct? By far.
Yeah. You have to go through not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 fights that you have to, all of them being 1 in 4s. So right here, he's taking out the big troopers, put them all to sleep with a sleepy bomb. There's a surprising amount of enemies that are susceptible to sleep in this game. And now Mario's going to jump on them, and now we're going to see. So look at this one. Do they offer us EXP or coins? Coins. Okay. So do you want to show it as an example?
Yeah, so this is an example of how the lucky minigame works. So I cannot accept this option. I cannot select accept coins, because that's going to guarantee I get experience. I can't get experience. But to show off what the lucky minigame looks like for those that weren't here the first time I'm going to select, I'll do it. You'll see a Yoshi egg pop up in the middle. For, you know, example purposes, Kiara, what is in the lead?
Team left is on the lead, and if you want to influence it, 1 sub or 250 bits, I will keep track of it the entire time. We'll update that score. So if you want to see Kuiper pick right, 2 subs is all it's going to take to move it over.
There you go. It's easy as that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select, I'll do it. We're going to follow that right egg, the egg on the right. It ended up on the left, so we're going to select this egg, and that is the option we want. Now, I have to reset because we got coins, but that is the little guy that we're looking for, the little black fuzzy. That means if we were to get experience, we would have lost the gamble effectively, and we would be getting no experience. You just need to do that over the course of the run about 24, 26 times.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how many mini games we are in right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not that bad. 5, 6?
It gets really dense starting from here.
It gets very, very dense starting like I said, like there are 4 in like very quick succession up here in Nimbus Land. So
yeah, we got a prediction going.
We do.
So we have some believers or non-believers for 3 or less attempts for Birdo. It's going to be our next boss that we see that isn't trash bombs. But we'll have another opportunity. Every single boss, we're going to fight. We're going to put a little prediction up there in chat. And we do have
XP.
a sub.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Ooh. XP. We're going team right. Follow the right egg, chat. It is on the right. That is the tie.
Oh!
We go again. Okay. Oh, not Super Mario Golf. I hope.
Yeah, I was like, you just clicked on Super Mario
We were
Golf.
talking about that before the stream, and
we're pivoting. We're just gonna play golf.
It's like, all right, you know, hang on, let me boot it up, and we'll just do us 3 and take it.
That's
on
the punishment. If you ever accidentally pick the Yoshi egg, then you have to do a round of golf.
Dude, that'd be pretty funny.
One hole of golf. Dude.
I had to have to do 1 hole of golf. Yeah. So Birdo is obviously people are like, well, why are we doing a Birdo prediction? Birdo is this door that these guys are protecting. Birdo is literally on the other side of the door. The really kind of obnoxious thing about this fight in particular, there's actually a couple things I can talk about with this fight, is in the original SNES version of the game, these guys, there's 2 instances of these like heavy troopers blocking a door. And somehow in both instances in the original SNES game, you can just slip by them. You don't have to fight them. You can just kind of like sneak behind them and get in the door. For whatever reason, you cannot do that in the remake. You have to get past them. You have to defeat them. And immediately when this game came out, and we were kind of routing out low level for the remake, we immediately learned that this was the case. And that made Nimbus Land infinitely worse. Because all of a sudden we went from one fight that's like relatively simple, if not just a little annoying in Birdo, and one fight which is inarguably the most difficult fight in the run, which is Dota Valentina. Now all of a sudden we have to also fight these guys. Mm-hmm. And it definitely is, as Spike alluded to, it is my least favorite part of the run. I hate these fights so much that part of the big reason why this category went through, when I say a massive reroute, it was just me. I was the only one that was rerouting. It was just me. I was the only one that was rerouting. I was the only one that was rerouting it.
Yeah.
What we're currently doing, the way we're dealing with these guys by like jumping on them and trying to defeat them, that was not the original way that we had to defeat them. There is an item that you can get in this game. I never got it. If you went back and you watched the episode 1 or you're going back now and watching it, I never get it. There's an item known as there's an item known as the Lamb's Lore. The Lamb's Lore is not an infinite use consumable, but I want to say you have like 500 or something. It's a lot of use. It's not 500, but it's a lot of uses. And basically what the Lamb's Lore does is it's almost kind of like a way to get past an enemy without defeating them. You basically like turn them into a sheep. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. Are we still going? Oh wait, are we still going team right?
Left.
We're team left. Team left got 16 points now. It's really big.
Okay, I panicked there for a brief second. All right, we just got moved to team left. So if any of you are familiar with low level, You guys know what's about to happen. So we're gonna go team left
the whole time, Kuiper.
Oh, we have?
Yes.
Then pick a team right.
Well, we were team right. Why did you? Oh, well, we're just gonna need a redo. We need to. All right, reset the clock.
Well, now
you know what? Now you deserve it. You deserve to lose a whole bunch of times.
No one corrected me. Oh my God. All right. Well, we're gonna be here forever. This is the rest of the run.
Yeah, you got punished. This is the punishment route. You need at least 2 more attempts to make up for your mistake and pick team left. That being said, chat, if you do want to see team left or team right, 1 sub or 250 bits to the GDQ channel on Twitch, and just give us a L or an R, a left or a right, and we will add it to a total.
That's all you got to do.
First of 18 Yoshi Egg mini games of the night, and we're already starting off bad.
Starting off real bad. These guys are usually pretty mean to me. What I was getting at was the item known as the Lamb's Lore was the original way we got past these guys. And basically, the way the Lamb's Lore works is each NPC in the game that isn't a boss, it doesn't work on bosses, has a certain percentage chance of it to work on them. All right, now we're going to go team left.
All right, big L's in chat.
These enemies, there we go. Okay, we're through. All right, we got through it. Okay, so let's get through the door. So now this is going to be Birdo. So anyway, what I was getting at was the Lamb's Lore has a 10% chance to work on those heavy troopas. So what our strat used to be was we just stood there and threw the Lamb's Lore until it worked. And I hated it. It was one of my least favorite things. And so I went through the process of basically completely rerouting the early game to route out the Lamb's Lore. And it caused a lot of like ripple effects to where we no longer farm as much, so we don't farm as much money, we don't buy as many accessories. It had this like almost like unintentional ripple effect, and it ended up saving like a whole bunch of time almost inadvertently. And that is definitely the most optimal route now. And it's it definitely helped in my by getting the world record. It definitely helped just by saving a bunch of free time when I didn't even like intend for it to. It's actually kind of cool. This was the Spike. You want to talk about how your Birdo fight went the other day while I'm going through
how my Birdo fight goes every single time in all the runs, and we haven't done like a ton of these. I've done like 5 runs, but you know, in the course of that, throughout all those runs, you will have every fight at some point be that like first, maybe second, maybe third try, and it's like a decent gold split under splits. I have never beaten Birdo in under like 9 tries. So let's see what happens here. We got the knockout on Birdo. We are seeing
we gotta get a first. We have not gotten a
team
first.
left.
We have not gotten it.
You are team left.
We have not gotten a first try yet. This would be pretty dope. This would be pretty great. It's on the right.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way.
Oh my goodness. Augusta with the 20 subs. That's a whole bunch of points. You get a pick.
Wow.
Where are we going?
Oh my, thank you so much. Points? Thank you so much, Augusta.
Team mid, come on.
Team mid. It's extremely
We're not on the retro version.
Extremely generous. Holy
moly. You think this is bad with the 1 and 4.
I still actually do. Oh yeah. We need to measure. Okay, left is getting 20 more points.
Left is getting 20 more points. Okay.
But gamers, if you want to change that, you can. All that goes to a good cause. Helping out GDQ with doing all of their awesome events over the years.
Yes, I feel bad for Team Riot. You know? Where are my Team Riders at?
I'm totally cool with it being team left, by the way.
Kuiper wants it left. That's bad.
I want it to be team left. If you want to make me sad, you'll move it to team right.
I want to make you sad. I always want to make you sad.
That is very true.
No doubt.
No doubt.
To explain a little bit also, if anybody who didn't see part 1, you might be saying, well, also what you're watching is Super Mario RPG low level. Mario is level 3.
Yes.
Kind of casual, you're probably closer to level like, 18 to 20 by this point in the game. So you're probably looking at that damage from Mario's jump and saying, why Mario tick? Why are you doing so much damage when you jump on that face? Basically what we did in the earlier part of the run is the base jump mechanic of this game actually has a weird little quirk to it where every 2 times you use it, its base power goes up by 1. So what we would have done in the first half of this run is at some point go jump on a Spiny like 200 times, and then Mario is kind of a glass cannon at that point. Yeah. His jump mixed with bomb throws, from those your fire bombs, your rock candies, ice bombs, all that sort of stuff. Those are the primary ways of how we do damage.
Yeah, just to give you guys an idea, I am level 3. Watch how much damage I do to this egg. That's 402 damage. Yeah, that's absurd for being level 3. So, one of the things I talked about at length when we were doing episode 1 was one of the reasons why this is not a joke. This is my favorite speedrun. This is not something that I just do for. I won't say I do it for fun, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't just like, oh, I'll do a low level run because people like watch it. I genuinely love this speedrun. It is definitely the speedrun I put the most time into. I even used to I ran the SNES version extensively before this game came out. And we talked about it last time, man. It's so much of what makes this run so cool is just that it's possible. Like, all of these little idiosyncrasies, all of these little mechanics in this game that line up, that make this possible, that just make it doable, is part of the reason why I love it so much. It is on the right. Oh, this bird. I will say,
tweet.
I was gonna say, yeah, we have a saying when the bird comes around, and we don't like saying it here on the GDQ channel.
Yeah,
not quite we're not going to go down that road. But no, I love this speedrun, and the fact that not only did the remake change so many things, it, at first glance, when we were first kind of routing this game out, we weren't entirely sure that low level was going to be possible. Turns out, not only is it possible, it's faster. And just the surprise that we all kind of had as a community of like, this run's like, how is this like 4 hours faster? This is incredible, right? With all of the added mechanics, this little chain effect you're seeing, the meter that we're building up to do super moves, all that extra firepower from the jump mechanic that they didn't get rid of. Thank goodness they didn't get rid of it. And there's a couple other little sneaky strats that we will employ, specifically on the final boss. That is some of the craziest speedrun tech that this game has, that was actually discovered while the routing process was happening, while the route was being developed. I don't even know who found it. Someone found this really, really interesting strat that involves swapping your party members in and out while a fight is going on to sort of manipulate boss turn order. You're probably noticing at this point, Birdo has not attacked me at all. I'm just sitting here wailing on Birdo the entire time. This game has very bizarre speed mechanics. When you initiate transition, like phase transitions, it's almost kind of like the AI isn't anticipating you to have more turns when you shouldn't have more turns. What ends up happening with this fight is Birdo comes out of the egg, and Birdo is very, very slow when, first pops out of the egg. But for whatever reason, if you just happen to end your turn, like I'm about to right here, on Gino, and Gino is our fastest character, for whatever reason, Birdo lets you finish the turn with Mario and Mallow here, and then just kind of doesn't do anything else.
Yeah.
We don't really know why. There's a lot of bosses, actually, that will just let you hit them a bunch. And, yeah, who knows? We're thankful that it works.
Yeah, it definitely, there was a lot of worries in the community that like some bosses, especially Final Smithy, just wasn't even going to be possible. Just being at a low level, we didn't have a lot of ways to like manipulate strats. There are item limits on how many you can carry. You can only have up to 3 rock candies at a time, for example. So we were worried that was going to severely limit us. But with that strategy, which we'll talk about later on, called the revolving door strategy,
yes.
And like Kuiper's saying, just speed stats are weird in this game, how you can manipulate them. And it's all probably tied to the fact that you can swap your characters out in the remake. So Gino or Mallow right now, he could swap them out and bring in Peach or Bowser.
Yeah,
and
like
you could
right
do
here.
some like really screwy things with that.
I could swap in Bowser and Peach if I wanted to. I don't want to, but that is a mechanic in this game that is not in the original game. And it allows us for a lot of little cheeky little strats. Another thing that was added I don't even think we talked about this in the first episode. There are character bonuses. Based on who's out in your party. That is a completely new feature that was not in the original game. Depending upon what party members are out, like actively contributing in the fight, you get bonuses. You get passive bonuses. Each character has different ones. Mallow's passive is your magic attack stats will go up to everybody in the party. Gino is your speed and your normal attack. So anything that isn't a Y move, basically, will go up. Bowser is your defense, which is your defense against physical attacks. And then Peach is your magic defense. Because we can use specifically Mallow's and Gino's party buffs, even if they're not in the party, because we could swap them in eventually, it makes for some of the early game fights. I didn't even really draw attention to it. I probably should have. I keep getting a tie.
This is kind of amazing. How many attempts are we on? Either way, if you are a believer in 3 or less, you are...
you got owned.
Yeah,
you kind of got ahead. I think we could pay that out now. It was definitely 4 or more on this one.
Yeah, and so maybe I should take up the role of, all right, let's move on to the next.
Yeah.
So maybe like said like maybe you do this one more time or something.
Yeah, I am going to fight Birdo one more time, and then we are going to skip ahead. Because like I said, we have a lot more bosses that we have to get to. This is really the densest part of the game, where you fight a lot of bosses very quickly, and then it will kind of slow down a little bit once we get to Bowser's Castle, and then once we get inside of the Abyss and the factory, it's almost like every other screen you're fighting a boss. It gets very, very hectic. So yeah, we will give Birdo one more attempt, and then I will show you guys just to the potentially foolish extent that I went to, the lengths that I went to, I should say, to make this like viable for a showcase. Hopefully I have enough resources on those other saves. I think I'll be fine.
All right. So,
We'll see.
yeah, Spike, you struck the fear in me. Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice now, and yeah, this one's good. You got it.
You okay?
Yep, guaranteed.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I do.
You won the first coin flip, and you won more.
Maybe I do. We actually okay. All right. This proved another one of my paranoid low level. I've done more runs than anybody else in the world, and I have the right to say this. For whatever reason, whether I'm doing this run by myself, whether I'm doing it with friends, whether I'm doing it with whatever. We're about to fight another heavy trooper, so I'm just going to talk through the entire fight. You've seen this fight before. We'll give it a couple tries. If I don't get through it, we can skip through it. You've all seen it. It's the same. My theory is if you... Nice miss, by the way. That's cute. If you threaten a low-level run, if you're playing low-level, you're at home, and you want to try this run, which I encourage you to do. It's a very, very fun, very casual thing. It's very approachable. If you threaten to quit, well, in my... I was going to say research. In my experience, if you threaten to quit a low-level run, The game will let you through. The game doesn't want you to quit. The game wants you to suffer. And
again,
it's gonna let me out. it's gonna let me out. It's gonna be over here. Ah! Okay.
No.
All right. We'll give this one. We'll do this one more time because I know I want to give the prediction.
We already saw this fight.
Yeah. I also want to give the prediction sometime because that's gonna come up very, very quickly. So I'll give some time for the prediction to go through, and then we will skip ahead. Past this, you're not going to miss any content. You'll literally see where I spawn in. There will be just this doorway will be empty. Once again, see, the one thing I don't like about this is the special enemies. So you know, that middle enemy. If you notice, his name was in yellow. That is a special enemy. It's like another new thing that they added for the remake. Basically, special enemies just have more health and hit harder. And that's kind of bad in this type of situation when we're trying to get rid of these enemies as soon as possible. So,
it's a lot. They give them like triple the amount of health. So all of a sudden you have to jump on them like 3 times in Mario. Yeah. You can like maybe do it with like 2 jumps and like, I don't know, something from the others. But either way, you don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it.
EXP, come on.
Come on, man. Come on, man. In the mid.
Show me that good stuff.
How much time do we have on that prediction? All right, I can do one more. I could do one more legitimate attempt, and then we'll skip through.
Yeah. Do you is your next one post booty ripping?
No, so
for Valentina?
No, so I might have to booty rip a little bit.
Okay, look, I'll allow you to say it one more time when we actually get.
All right, I'll allow.
It has to be on screen.
You know what? I think I have the rock.
Got so many big troopers.
I have the rock candies. We're good. We don't have to booty rip.
I don't have to do any ripping. Okay.
I don't have to do any ripping. I have the rock candies.
What if I want you to? God, so many special enemies.
They're sandbagging. They're making sure the prediction gets finished. They want their time.
And you might say like, oh, would it be faster just to do it like running away in this game takes like 5 seconds.
It's very quick. It's a very fast. The fastest you can hit B down B. That is as fast as you can run away. Now, the game is funny because it's not 100% chance that you run away. I have been held hostage by random NPC enemies that just won't allow me to run away. These guys, chief among them. All right, this is going to be our last attempt on Heavy Troopers 2. Let's see if we even get the... Nope. Okay.
No.
All right, to Valentina. We go.
So we are going to skip ahead to Valentina. I want to say it's this one. I'll be able to tell the second I load it up. So yeah,
better know. This better be right, or I'm gonna go get the cane, bring you off stage.
I know, right? I set these save files up so long ago. All right, let's see. I want to say, yeah, this gotta be it. This gotta be it. All of those profiles you saw me have there, they all have save files. I'm gonna make sure I have. We got. Oops, not that button. Let's see if we have our rock candy. All right. Do not have to. What did you say earlier? Booty rip? I guess what you said.
Any booty ripping?
Booty rip. I'll quickly explain what we're referring to. People are like, what the heck are they talking about? So one of the really silly things. Oh, I forgot that he was there. One of the really silly things that you have to do in this run, on top of the mini game, which as you can tell is already pretty silly. As you can see, this guy will not be here. And the cutscene's still here. So literally, we have not missed anything. This cutscene is what normally plays. On top of the silly minigame that we have, there are consumable items that we have to farm that basically serve as extra damage in certain boss fights because we just don't have enough firepower, being as low level as we are, to deal with some of these bosses. The items are called rock candies. The way you get them is you buy mushrooms and you feed them. He eats them. It's not like that's not a head cannon.
That's canon.
It's canon.
That's canon.
He eats them, and once he eats them, he has a 10% chance to give you an item known as a rock candy. I don't know who started it. I don't know who it was that first said it. It was probably either Spiker Eye, because this sounds like something Spiker Eye would come up with.
I'm the one who said it first. You know what? I'm going to take credit for that.
I'm glad you were the one that did it.
It sounds like a Spikeism for sure.
Yeah,
it's a Spikeism.
It definitely sounds like you. So the reason why is because when he gives you a rock candy, the text box says, ooh, it says, yeah, that was a rippin' shroom. That's what it says. We're not making it up. That's what it says. And because of that, and because of the nature of what we are doing,
because we're children,
we started referring to the rock candy farm as Rippin' At. Because you're feeding him, you're feeding him mushrooms, okay?
It's canon.
You're feeding him mushrooms. They have to be coming from, the rock candies have to be coming from somewhere, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not a biologist. I don't know. Like, they gotta be coming from somewhere. All right, let me grab all of my stuff out of here. And we are about to head into, not exaggerating, this is the hardest fight in the game. I completely underplayed it because I was too busy talking about ripping booty. This is the hardest fight in the game.
As you do.
Yes. This fight is actually so difficult that our standby characters there, the order of them matters. That's how hard this fight is. I don't know how many attempts it's going to take me to get out of this. I will do my best to explain why it's the most difficult fight. If we do not get out of it on the first attempt. Spike, do you want to just, like, very briefly, as I'm heading up there, kind of give a short version of why Dodo Valentina is the toughest fight?
Yeah, so the reason why Valentina is such a brutally difficult fight, and anybody who played the original, like when we were younger, whatever you were, hey, I guess thank you for 5 more subs. It is a 2-phase fight where phase 1, Dodo takes whoever is in your middle slot and takes them on one-on-one, which is terrifying.
Yes.
My memory playing this as a kid was I had somebody in the middle, I don't know, get dragged off and just got like 2-tapped by Dodo. It sucked. But then when you switch back to Valentina, there's like a phase 2 of the fight where it's 1v2 with her, and her magic spells are so unbelievably powerful, and she's got like 2,000 HP.
Yes.
So depleting all of her health while all of your characters not dying is sort of ridiculous. Eventually, the strategy that we're going to be employing is we're going to be throwing stuff like a bracer that ups Bowser's defense here, and an energizer to up his attack power, and then taking a 3rd turn to go ahead and pop your Lucky Jewel now because you'll have time. The most part, Kuiper just has to block 2 different variants on a physical attack here, that base one and the multi-strike. And then after that, he's got 400 HP to deplete on Dodo. Between a Fright Bomb and a Fire Bomb, we'll be able to get that done. So we get all set up defensively and offensively with Bowser, then we start going for these. There's potential Dodo could go for a counterattack here, so Kuiper might have to do 2 quick blocks back to back. As you see with the Fright Bomb there also, what's that?
I missed. He hit me.
Oh, yeah. Also with the Fright Bomb right there, you see that also causes a fear status on Dodo, so he actually does half the amount of damage, and he...
good RNG?
And he takes double. Ooh. There we are. Ooh, good RNG. Right off the bat with Valentina. You love anytime she tries to go for the slap. That's about the only thing that doesn't kill your character. Yeah. Now we kind of have just some free turns here where we're going to be going, another one, where Mario's going to be going for as many jumps as he can. It's nice because Hello is up. Wow, this is the God RNG. Hello? Yeah, because normally what happens is she'll just, what is happening? What is happening? Normally, she'll just use an AoE at like anything. Mario and Mallow will both die, and because he specifically has Peach in the 4th slot, Peach will now swap it. He immediately wants to use the red essence on Peach so that she cannot be damaged for 3 straight turns. And while this is going on, you're just gonna chuck rock candies. For sure, after getting 4 jumps there in a row, 2 rock candies will transition. You're gonna still want to use all 3 of them. Okay, I wasn't sure what.
Yeah, one's gonna transition, yeah.
That's incredibly good luck. So now, even with that, now we're gonna come in, and Valentina's probably gonna hit us with another big AoE to kill everyone. Bowser's gonna come in, and he immediately wants to re-raise Mario.
I'm gonna swap the Geno first.
Swap the Geno, and then you're gonna wanna pick up Mario. Because we're gonna wanna use our first triple move of the night, Spare Us All. think of these like dual and triple techs from Chrono Trigger. So this specific party of the party makeup, Mario, Mario, Gino, and Peach, the three of them have one free block right there, no damage. Now that immediately protects you, and you go right back into chucking rock candies. After those are gone, also throw the fire bombs. This should also pretty soon just knock Dodo completely out of the fight. Anytime we see freebies, obviously that's a really good thing. In Super Mario RPG Remake, they pretty much standardized all of those. It's a 1 in 3 chance any item will get freebie. Whether it's a mushroom or something massive like a rock candy, that's just how they work. The more of those, the better we can get, because we can only have up to 3 in the party. Now, gonna be throwing out another light bubble, knocking out Mario right there. Bowser a little bit low on health, so could throw a mid mushroom here and throw another rock candy. We probably got
rock candy firebomb will kill. Oh no, the rock candy by itself can kill. Okay.
God, that was unbelievable. It's a lot of times, I feel like more often you will see no slats from Valentina. Kuiper got 4 in a row. So what this means is it doesn't matter.
We're gonna get coins, yeah.
We're about to fail. Yeah.
Oh, this would be a big deal.
There's no way.
Come on, come on.
No, the crappy pattern. No. The crappy pattern. All right, so you probably noticed the eggs kind of phased through each other.
Oh.
There is no really good way of discerning. It's either this egg or it's this egg. And we are team left. So
I believe.
I'm just gonna pick this egg.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yes!
Let's go!
The first try, Dodo Valentina.
So that is, if there is a fight, I mean, there's also another fight coming up here pretty soon.
Ooh.
That is, you are so happy to get that one first try. Oh my God.
I will admit, I kind of have a really weird thing with getting a lot of first try Dodo Valentina. So there were so many things. Spike did a phenomenal job explaining that fight. There are so many things to juggle in that fight. Obviously, the first one is you kind of need to not take damage in the Dodo phase, which I did a poor job of avoiding that. The second thing is, and I wanted to bring this up on stream, the SMRPG community has a data mined spreadsheet where we have all of the, damage values, HP values for every enemy in the game. In that spreadsheet that is available if you want to speedrun this game, we have every boss and NPC speed stat. Valentina has 200 speed. I looked it up before.
Stupid.
I looked it up before the stream. There is no other character, to my knowledge, in this game that has anywhere close to that. I almost think that it was an accident and they meant to give her 20 speed and accidentally just added a 0. But one of the things that makes that fight so ridiculously difficult is that you're never going to go first. So she cooperated with me there and just slapped me, and I was able to block it. But she could have done anything from Blizzard, Water Blast, Light Bubble, Aurora Flash, Diamond Saw. There's so many things that she can do. And all of them will just basically just immediately kill you. Especially given the low HP that we're at. The only other two attacks that Valentina can do that you can actively block are an attack called Crystal and the Diamond Saw. Everything else you cannot block, and it's almost guaranteed, unless it misses, that Mario and Mallow will both die. There's a whole bunch of... The route that we kind of use when we do this run, most of the fights have like backup strats in case things go wrong. There is like a built-in knowledge of like so many things can go wrong in Dodo Valentina. There's no reason to put it in the doc. You basically just have to kind of, free ball it at the end, just experience with the game. I've done the fight by this point dozens and dozens and dozens of times, and I know how to handle every given situation. But that is so cool that we got out of that first try, like legitimately.
Yeah, that's so nice.
That is really,
because you can
really
imagine,
cool.
Even it goes back to anybody who watched part 1 of this. There's kind of a holy trinity of crappy fights in low level. The first one we saw was Bunt, the cake that we all had troubles with probably as kids playing this game. yeah, Bunt is still really, really hard in the remake. And what makes it so bad here is that if you don't fail the minigame, which is what we want to do, that is a 7-minute retry to get another crack at that one. Valentina, it's probably somewhere in the ballpark of, I would guess, 4.5 minutes. I'll just throw out kind of a random number there until, like, if you have to reset and do the fight again, which is like a lot of the fights in this. Yeah, maybe you'll have like, you know, a 15th try on a boss that's like really, really bad. But like maybe every attempt there is only like a minute, right? Where, you know, so different fails on different boss fights, they're not all created completely equal. Yeah.
That's
yeah. Valentina can be very, very frustrating, and it's a full-on 1 in 4. She unfortunately gives us coins.
Yeah. So that entire like
we're running around.
I was gonna say that entire little mini cutscene that plays at the beginning of the fight, I would need to rewatch that every time if we did not successfully get out of the fight. And then again, like I said, the fight can go sideways a whole bunch of different ways. It is not great. Valentina is the fight that when you get out of it, you're pretty happy with yourself.
Yeah, we were pretty happy there, I would say. That was genuine excitement. That was not canned. That was not a fake response. This is not pre-recorded.
No, I was
that
very,
was a real
very
excitement you saw.
Yeah, I will definitely say I am of the sort of the genre of speedrunner where I get excited and I yell and I scream and I get real excited about things. And this is the type of run that you can probably guess that elicits a lot of that. There is just a lot of hype. There's a lot of excitement. If you do something right, you're on top of the world. If a fight's not cooperating with you, you feel terrible and you want to quit and retire and never play again. Right. But yeah, so unfortunately, I do think this save state is not prepared for mushrooms. So we are gonna be doing some farming, I think. We did get out of that fight first try, so I'm a little, you know.
No, we'll take. Yeah.
I'll take it. So I will show off what we were talking about with the whole the booty ribbon. So the way it works is you're gonna come over here. We're gonna buy some mushrooms from this wonderful saleswoman here. We're gonna go into this middle door here, and this is Mushroom Boy. This is all he does. You sit here and you wait until he gives you 3 rocket candies. That's what you do in this run. It's actually kind of nice. You could just hit the A button, talk to your friends, you know, watch a stream if you want. Yeah, talk to your enemies. In Kiara's sake. Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. I'm technically an enemy at this point. But yeah, there's also another really like silly thing that I've taken this run and just like turned it into this like massive event in my community anytime I do it. There is another door down here. It's right here. There is a mushroom girl in there, and she does nothing. She just sells like accessories, and at no point in the run do you ever. Yeah, we got one. At no point in the run do you like ever talk to her. So of course I made a channel point redemption in my chat that when I am doing this run, my viewers can force me to talk to Mushroom Girl, and all it does is waste my time. That's all it does. You can spend 25,000 channel points in my stream to waste my time in a speed run. And people, they go hard on it. Like, I've beaten Spiridovich before and gotten like 7 of them just in a row. And I have to walk in, talk to her, walk out, walk back in, talk to her. I can't like break them up. I got to do them all. It's a pretty silly thing.
I was wondering how you were a douche there. You just like slammed her door open and then just ran off.
One of the really cool, so it's an interesting thing in this game. If you notice, Mario will not shut any door that he opens except for his own house.
Oh, that's lore, dude.
He will,
that's a trivia question.
If you try to do that strat that I did, where you just kind of do one of these little like, boop, like that, Mario's door on his house will shut. If you do that. Any other door in the game will not shut.
Mario's so rude.
Mario's kind of a jerk, actually. All right, we got the rock candy. All right, let's get out of here.
Okay, next.
All right, let me sell these mushrooms. Actually, I guess I can just hold on to them in case we need to do it again. Then the one last thing we need to do, as you could probably imagine, we're doing a lot of this, like, prep work. A lot of the stuff we do early on in the game kind of sets us up to kind of make these little pit stops in between each major area in the game and grab some consumables, some health, some resources, things like that. Right now, what I want is more of these Yoshi cookies. We're gonna grab some of those. And finally, we got all the prep work done. That was a little bit of a slog there, but we are ready to go into my favorite area in the game, which is Barrel Volcano. Absolutely.
This is my favorite track in the game. It's
I left
in an amazing soundtrack.
Why did I do that?
It also has my favorite remix of the basement theme from Classic Mario. It goes way harder than anyone ever expected to be after you're chasing for the star. Yeah. So good.
Yeah,
one of the big things that Kuiper was also doing there and all that prep, like, yes, he was going to get rock candies. He was going to make sure he was going to the trade post in Moleville to make sure he got a bunch of primarily ice bombs, as that's going to be good against a couple of the different bosses here at the end, but also went to get the lazy shell weapon and armor, which you get for getting the seed and fertilizer in the game. And the bigger of those two is definitely the lazy shell armor. Basically, you put that on a character and they are a god. They are a tank. In particular, put that on someone like Bowser, who's, you know, kind of naturally tanky. All of a sudden, you're gonna notice a lot of things are doing 1 damage to him. Now, the counterbalance to that is he's gonna do like no damage to anything. He is the utility tank. That is his role. Nice jump around that enemy right there. Couple of tricky jumps you actually have to do here in Barrel Volcano.
That guy is a jerk. I never get around that guy. Almost ever.
Do you have Sia on this file?
Oh, I think I do. I do. I didn't realize I had Sia.
Sia is a technically somewhat slower animation, but it is a 100% runaway. In newer routes that I had kind of brought it up a couple months ago where I was like, I feel like you should skip the Sia because it costs 10 frog coins, and I bullied Kuiper into cutting it out of the route. It is a safer thing to get.
Yeah, I did the math, and I was like, oh, I could cut out these 10 frog coins, and it would be faster. Mike was right the entire time. We're actually coming up on a very peculiar and goofy-looking strat that a former, I say former like it's an insult, a former world record holder of SMRPG low level, my buddy DJ Carmichael, he actually, I don't know if he found this by accident or if this was like something that he kind of labbed out. So we're about to come up on an enemy known as a Stomp Pillar. And originally, similar to how the Heavy Troopers worked, we thought that there was no way around him. You had to just defeat him and win the minigame. Well, it turns out, for some strange reason, if you get into an encounter with one of these little spikes, one of these little purple spiny enemies, and then you, like, win the encounter, and we're going to be using Yoshi cookies to win the encounter. For some reason, he jumps up in the sky again, like he does at the start of the fight. It's very, very odd. I would assume it's reloading the room. Yeah.
But it is specifically only when you win an encounter, which is technically what you're doing here.
Yeah.
So we're using the Yoshi cookies to have Yoshi literally just eat the enemies, and that clears them off the board. It also gives you items that you can then sell for money and points later. And you get 0 experience for it. So now, theoretically, if done correctly, Kuiper can just slip under this Stomp Pillar right here.
Whoop. See ya.
Very nicely done.
And then this guy, you just kind of jump around. And then, yeah, that is basically the Barrel Volcano section. It's just got a lot of really cute little platforming in it. These two bosses, oh my gosh, I missed, of course. These two bosses that we're about to fight are the Tsar Dragon, and the Axum Rangers. So the interesting thing about these two fights is neither of them give you coins. They are just 1 and 2s. So this entire time we've been kind of playing that whole, oh, I got to win a 1 and 4. Well, there are some bosses, and Spike brought one up earlier, Bunt, the cake, that doesn't give you any coins, and the game notices that and says, oh, well, we can't double your coins if you never got any coins. So these fights kind of serve as the whole, like, you would really like it if these fights go smoothly and just cooperate with you. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes you just fight. Sometimes you fight the dragon for quite a while, and it's a little annoying.
It happens. I believe it happens.
Just making sure, is Bowser supposed to have the lazy shell armor, or is Peach?
Oh yeah, I was jumping ahead in the thing here. I can.
It'll be. Oh no.
No, it's not going to be fine.
It's not going to be fine.
Yeah,
it's not going to be fine. Yeah, it's not going to be fine.
I was like, that looks.
I was reading the equips for the Axum Rangers, not the equips for Zar Dragon. I was wondering, I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, I'm not supposed to be putting the Zoom shoes on Gino. What am I doing? Do I not know my own route? That was a little silly. Anyway, yeah, this is supposed to be this. This is supposed to be this. Everything that we just put on Peach, we're just taking off of her, basically. Put that on. Let's get another autosave. So one of the really cute things you can do in this speedrun is optimizing those autosaves to where you get the autosave as you're entering the room for the fight. So when you time your equip menus, like I just did there, it's actually important. You can save a couple seconds here and there if you just do your equips on a certain screen. And yeah, just, you know, it's speedrunning. Cute little optimization that you do.
Because you have to intend, yeah, like obviously it'd be great if you got all of these fights first try, but like realistically, that's not going to happen. So you kind of want to plan around the idea that I want to optimize not just the fights themselves, doing them quickly, but also getting back into the fights so I can cycle out my attempts faster. So ideally, you're walking into, you know, when you reload the game, you just walk on this screen and bam, you're in it. You're not back a screen or two or something.
Whoops. Why do I? Oh, because Mario got knocked out, you dummy. I was like, wait a minute.
Fight right here.
I was like, what the heck? Why am I going again? He's dead. All right, we're going team left. The mini game is popping up. It's a really easy fight. It's a 2-turn fight. That's it. That's the Zard Dragon. It's pretty quick. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh. Such a good noise.
It's such a good noise. I use that as my text tone. I don't.
I'd believe it.
My phone's on silent all the time. But yeah.
We bring in Mario, get that lucky hammer in again. That lucky hammer is what is going to induce the minigame at the end. And a lot of people might know there's also the lucky jewel. And you would think, oh, well, if you want to jump so much with Mario, why not just have like Gino throw the lucky jewel? The lucky jewel has a limited amount of usages, 10 in fact. And we need to get like 24 minigames throughout the run. So there's a lot of times where like we routed in specifically like Mario just has to take a turn. Even if it's one where we want to do a lot of jumps, to throw in that lucky hammer usage in the fight, depending on, you know, what fights we're doing. A little unlucky here seeing these AoEs. These are always going to knock out Mario.
But yeah, as
Gino gone as well.
But as you're noticing, Bowser took 1 damage from that.
Yes.
To what Spike's point was earlier. The lazy shell is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Shout out to our friend Dossie, who has never said that before in his life, but
his life.
But we like to pretend that he did.
We're doing nothing. But his vocal tone is very similar to internet memes. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Gino actually does do a decent amount of physical attack damage right here. This one of the usages for why we got the hand cannon earlier.
There you go. All right, very straightforward fight.
This will be EXP.
And we are still team left, correct?
We are still team left is doing really good. Yeah.
Okay.
I need some team riders in here.
The egg on the left, it's going to shuffle around, it's going to move, it's going to move, it's going to move, it's going to end on the left. And we're out first try.
First try.
And
we got back to back.
With that, we're going to, you know, this is a good break opportunity before we head up to Axum Rangers. So we're gonna chill on this music here because it's so heckin' awesome. This is why I wanted to do the break here. Very selfish
Perfect.
reason, so I got to hear the music for a lot longer.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, everybody, we got a prediction going, coming up during the break for whether or not Kuiper's going to be able to take out the Axum Rangers first or second try, 2 or less. We kind of spiced it up a little bit. Kuiper, you've been doing really good. We're going to make it a little bit easier. Or more difficult for the non-believers or the believers, depending on which side you're on, to come out ahead. But this is great. This is good. Surely we are not going to end up in any sort of bad luck situation. Right?
Surely there is not. Surely there's not
Boomer
a terrible fight.
Boomer Exor is going to be fine. No issues whatsoever. Anyway, we're going to be going into a short break. Before we do, join us this weekend as Team Hitless showcases off a weekend of, hopefully, hitless showcases and races, all benefiting the American Heart Association. Stay tuned October 4th through the 6th to watch Games Done Hitless live here on twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. Also, make sure to join the official GDQ Discord and add the Hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. Use ! Discord in Twitch chat for more information. We'll see you all after the short break. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back from the break. If you're just joining us, you're watching Game Masters on Hotfix. I'm your host, Kiara_TV, and we're joined by the, dare I say it, awesome Kuiper Don't Care, doing Super Mario RPG low level. We got out of Nimbus Land. We just first tried Valentina. We first tried Zardragon. And now here we are about to head up to the top of Barrel Volcano to take out Axum Rangers. Reminder, if you want to influence the decision on the low level minigame, Team Left or Team Right, 1 sub or 250 bits, you can choose. I would love to see Team Right make a comeback tonight. We'll see. A lot of lovers for Team Left, though. I think, Kuiper, your fans are maybe influencing a little bit too much. But go ahead and give us a countdown whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I will give us a countdown. First of all, I'm playing hide and seek. I don't know if anybody can see me.
Mario's
Mario's
just
hiding.
because we can't see your head. If you can, Kuiper's playing. Mario's playing by. You don't see us. I can't see you, so you can't see me. Yeah.
This is Mario's pyramid head cosplay.
Pyramid head art. Yeah. Oh, what is it? Blair Witch Project. Anyway, let's get it going. Let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're climbing. We're climbing the Barrel Volcano.
Yeah,
we're
get ready for bangers.
Yeah, this little chase sequence song is actually really good. Like,
it's my favorite version of 1-2.
There's no reason for it to be really good, but it's really good.
Shimamura gave it a reason. She just wanted to.
Pretty good. But yeah, so we're chasing after the Axum Rangers. They stole our Power Star. We should probably talk about if anybody didn't know, there's a plot in this game.
Not important.
That's so cool.
We're repairing Star Road. Don't worry about it. Machines invaded. That's it.
Yeah, it's basically like Terminator, where the machines invaded, but it's also like a Disney movie, and it has something to do with like dreams or wishes or something. I don't know.
So the Skynet sent in a bunch of robots, broke the road that made wishes come true. So now it's up to Mario and friends to repair it and defeat the Terminator.
Right.
/ Skynet.
All right. So we just did a really cool thing where we turned Peach into an unkillable god.
Oh, it's so cool.
Peach just can't die, basically. The difficult part about the Axum Rangers fight is the Axum Rangers, in the second phase of the fight when Red is by himself, they have an attack which I want to say is the hardest hitting attack in the whole base game.
It's by far. It is Goku Ultra Instinct Kamehameha. It's ridiculous.
It is the move known as the Breaker Beam, and it is almost guaranteed to one-shot you if you're not expecting it. And obviously, we are level 3, so we have to find a way to deal with it. And the way we deal with it is we make Peach just unkillable. And Peach just kind of picks everybody up, and we take our lumps, and we just kind of keep on keeping on. So this fight is heavily scripted. The only thing that can kind of go sideways in this fight is if I don't perfect block the attack that Axum Red will do. he can do one of two things. He can either swipe the axe at me, or he can shoot a little, I don't know if it's like a little like missile or something at you. But for the most part, all of these other like Axum Ranger characters, they all have separate HP pools. And right now what we're doing is we're going to knock all of them out before they even have a chance to do anything. Again, taking advantage of all of that speed manipulation that we were talking about earlier. We made all of our characters, well, not all of them. We made Mario, Geno, and Bowser faster than everyone. But then swapping Peach in for Bowser meant that Peach got to act on Bowser's turn, even though Peach is slower than everybody. So you'll notice now, Peach is going to go last because she's the slowest, even though we swapped her in for Bowser. So we're going to Energizer Peach. Energizer's just a damage up. We're going to initiate the Lucky minigame with Lucky Hammer. Axum Red's going to attack us. And we're going to block that. And then,
nice block.
And then we're just going to Fright Bomb him. And then this will initiate phase 2, the Blade. Very ominous. The Blade will pop up, and we are going to take a Kamehameha to the face. Like, just
it's so gnarly.
Straight to the face. I'm just gonna let it happen. Fire the breaker. How many text boxes are there?
Such a cool animation.
That did 1 damage to Peach. That did 1 damage to Peach, everybody. What you just saw there did 1 damage to Peach. Peach is level 8. That is how ridiculous the Lucky Shell is, or the Lazy Shell is.
And again, probably pound for pound, the strongest attack in the base game, at least. I'm sure, like, 3D Cool X or someone might have something stronger than that.
I think he just has. Yeah, I think 3D Cool X just has a version of the breaker beam.
Yeah.
I think maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's got like a meteor. I still need to fight all the post-game bosses at some point.
I don't think this is enough damage.
People. Yeah, we're gonna have to go one more. Every other turn, you'll get another Kamehameha to the face.
All right, we'll finish this off with a... I could technically skip this turn and just throw like a firebomb or ice bomb or something, but I kind of want to hold on to my consumables, so we'll let Mario be the one to finish this fight. Hopefully, at least. This should be enough damage. 163, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. So this is just another similar to the Axum, or not the Axum, the Zara Dragon. It's a 1 and 2. We will get XP. There are no coins. We are team left. Can we make it 3 first tries in a row, chat? Can we make it 3 first? Follow that left egg. It is moving around, moving around. It is on the left again. It's 3 in a row.
Way!
In a row.
Real.
World record incoming.
I mentioned it. I mentioned it before. I am currently the world record holder of this category, both the turbo and the non-turbo. I just set the world record again by 2 minutes in a run that I hated. But yeah, we are. We're making. If it was me, I don't know how far ahead or behind I'd be by this point in the run, but I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, anytime. That's a 1 and 8, technically getting all. Well, that's a 1 and 16. Because technically, Kuiper just won 4 coin flips in a row.
Correct.
Getting EXP on Dodo Valentina and then losing EXP on all 3 of those in a row. That's pretty kooky, chat. That's pretty kooky.
I think I have 3 Energizers. I'm gonna double. I don't know actually. I have 2. We're good. Okay.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, you have 2.
2. We're good. If I didn't have 2 there, we'd have to make a little bit of a pit stop. So this next bit of the run, it's actually going to be quite a bit until we get to the next boss. The next boss is going to be Wizakoopa inside of Bowser's Keep. And Bowser's Keep is actually kind of a really cool part of the game where I'm going to come up to a hallway, and the hallway is going to have 6 doors in it. The doors are, guess this, they're random. They're randomly dispersed across, I guess, 3 like types of room. There are 2 combat rooms, which is like really long hallways where you fight like a series of enemies. There are sort of like puzzle rooms, and then there are like platforming challenge rooms. And they're random every time. I don't know which hallways are going to be which. I obviously don't want the combat ones because I don't want to be fighting anything more than I have to. So there's a really cool, because I don't think it's an actually thing in the original game. They allow you to back out of the combat rooms and like restart them, which is really nice because we don't want to do them. However, I want to say it was, I don't know how long ago it was. I want to say like 2 or 3 runs ago. And since then, I have not been able to replicate it. I caused a glitch in the castle.
Oh my god.
Where one of the doors automatically completed itself without me doing it. And I don't know how I did it, and I have not been able to replicate it yet, but if I'm able to replicate it, that is going to be a massive time save in this run.
All right, someone call Pidge.
Basically, what happened was I did one of the puzzle rooms. I unintentionally failed it. I did not mean to fail it. I unintentionally failed it. But when I got put back into, like, the hub hallway, one of the doors had completed itself, and I hadn't gone in there yet. Luckily, it wasn't one of the puzzle rooms, because otherwise I would have been soft-locked, and I wouldn't have been able to continue. But I don't know what caused it, and I have not been able to... I've tried off stream. I've actually tried to, like, cause it to happen again, and I can't for the life of me. I don't know how I did it. I don't know if a beam from the sun hit my switch and flipped a bit or something like that.
The old bit flipper.
The old bit flipper. That's what they called me in high school.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I know. I was
there.
Same brain, dude.
Yeah.
Same brain. But yeah.
Same brain rot. Yay.
But yeah, I'll show off what I'm talking about. So in this next upcoming room, you're going to see these 6 doors. I'm going to skip the tutorial because I already know how it works. But yeah, I failed one of these rooms and got spat back out here. And this 6th door was done. It was completed. And I had not gone in there yet. Very odd. I don't know how it happened. But it's funny. So, Spike, while I'm doing all these, do you kind of just want to explain what these are?
Yeah, sure. So this is the first of kind of the puzzle rooms, and this is your classic game of 21, but you can actually, a little quirk to it, you can actually count all the way up to 4 times each time. So you're just trying to hit one of the magic numbers of like 10 or 50, or a couple different numbers to get to force him to have to hit it the 21st time. So that's that one, pretty short and simple. This is the mini game that, so you have to just bring all the switches down. They correspond to whatever is above them and to the left and the right and below them, theoretically. Never mess that room up, or you will be there for 20 minutes trying to fix it. Yeah.
And then this is solitaire.
Honestly, I would just quit out. I would just be like, no.
Yeah, no, that's what I've done, yeah. And then this is ball solitaire. It's got to bounce.
You need to, bounce the balls.
I have done this.
This one, like, people have come up with, like, optimal routes for this to have, like, the least amount of movement and whatnot. But for the most part, you just, find out wherever the cannonballs have to go to where they can skip over each other and eventually end with just 1 cannonball left.
I have done this room approximately over 100 times, and I have never done it without the numbers in front of me, and I don't think I ever will. I don't think I've ever put that pattern to memory. I probably should by this point, but I haven't. And you know what? I think it's funnier that I don't. All right, is this a combat room? All right, so this is a combat room. We will skip this room. You do not want to do that one. And instead, we're going to go into door 3. And all right, so now we have the quiz. Oh, this is the part where I'm going to embarrass myself.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. Who is the famous composer? That is Todovsky.
I mean, Toad of the Sky? Yeah.
Cricket Pie. Mario's curtains are blue.
Yeah.
First star piece found. It is found in the Mushroom Kingdom. Who helped you at the cliff's ends? Oh, God. Oh, it's Sky Troopas in this game, right? I think it's because it's Paratroopas. It's Paratroopas in the one. I think it's Sky Troopas. It's the Paratroopas. I always mess up. That's the one question I always mess up. The middle.
I think they changed their names.
The middle is the inn. Okay. The red essence gives you strength.
Back pain. Oh, dang it.
Soil. The fourth option is, oh God. Special, I think. No, it's not. It's not. It's skiing season. No, I failed.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, so the way it works out, if you fail twice, then you lose. Technically, you can fail twice if one of them is the first one you mess up, because you're not losing ground. But yeah, it's pretty brutal in that.
You would think. I have never remembered. Terrapin. The chef's name is Port. Where was the third piece found? That was found in Moleville, yes.
Yeah.
Pulex, they all live in Monster Town. Little brother. Peach was doing when she was kidnapped. That's at the beginning cutscene. She was looking at flowers. The end of Dodo's beak is red. There we go. See, that was, the first one was just an act. I was just trying to show you guys what it looked like when you failed. Fine. All right. This one, you have to count the barrels, and you just kind of count them. There's 16 there.
Yep.
Just count them.
There are actual, so the next one you go into is going to be something in the 40s, and they've technically figured out patterns to where you can just look at like the top, and you will just know 45, 46, because they'll have a kind of set patterns in that regard. I don't know about you, Kyber. I've
44.
never learned it. I count this every time.
Nope, 44. I looked at it and I was like, that's 44.
Yep.
So the way I think about it is each of the layers of 12, right? So there's three. So if you take that one little barrel that's off by itself, it creates 3 layers of 12. That's 36, 40, 44.
That's how you know.
That's the way I do it. That's the way I do it in my brain.
That's the way I do it.
Now, this is the part, totally ignore the fact that I'm typing off screen. Don't pay attention to that at all. Yeah, don't pay attention to that whatsoever.
Ooh, Boo sucks.
I'm totally not writing this down in the chat room. I'm totally not doing that. Yeah, totally. Oh, I got the good pattern. I didn't even notice it. Yeah, I got the pattern. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's this.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I realized it late. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, there's like a logic puzzle that you can do, and you have to figure out who came in first, second, third, and fourth. There's a way to do it by reading what they say, or you could just like memorize what the first couple words are of each option, and then you're good. So this is the first of the platforming rooms, I felt.
I hate this room with a passion.
Yeah, so this room, we haven't really talked about it much because we've been talking about how great this game is. And this is absolutely, if you have not played this game is magical. This game is so good. This remake is so well made. They stayed true enough to the original game and added enough really, really cool stuff that makes it kind of its own unique experience.
It's so pretty.
It is very, I ran into the bomb.
Nah, this game sucks.
The one thing I will say about this game, ledges are weird. Not to throw any sort of like operating system under the bus. Unity. Unity.
Unity, the well-known operating system.
Well, not operating system. What did I mean to say?
You meant to say game engine. That's the word.
Game engine. I meant to say game engine. Yeah, not operating. Yeah. It's got its issues. Basically what happens is if you jump too close to a ledge, Mario just kind of gets, for lack of a better word, he just kind of gets like stuck on the corner of the ledge. And you can't like adjust your movement at all. And you kind of just end up getting stuck there. And you slide off. So there's a lot of very finicky platforming in this game, especially because like you're coming from like an isometric angle, right? And it makes some of the areas just like really difficult to maneuver. And you kind of saw it right there where I jumped on that edge of that moving platform and I just kind of fell. That is very common to happen. And normally when it happens and you're doing a run, you know, if I'm in a call with Spike and we're doing a run, normally one of us will say, Unity. And
Unity.
We know. We know what happened.
Oh, gosh, am I the only one who wants to eat this lava? It just looks tasty.
You are. That lava does.
Like, it looks kind of
looks
delicious. Like, I'm getting like a nacho cheese, you know, vibe with like, you know, some of it a little bit burnt over. Yeah, I'm gonna go make nachos after this show.
It kind of looks.
We just don't hear from Kiara during the entirety of Boomerang.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I gotta go make my nachos now.
Well, I fall down.
I fall down.
I fall down. Yeah, this, but yeah, this is just the, this is the puzzle rooms. We're getting some items along the way. Those items are scripted. They're always in the same place. And now we're playing Donkey Kong. Yay!
Donkey Kong.
Everybody loves Donkey Kong. I don't currently, because he's being very rude. Okay. Yeah, this is...
Man, Kuiper, your two most prominent games you play involve at some point OG Donkey Kong.
He gave... That was really rude. What he just did to me. Yeah, so for those that don't know who I am, that's rude. You should know who I am. That's very rude.
Yeah.
That.
Why are you watching that?
Yeah, why? I'm scared. Yeah, the other game I play is Donkey Kong 64. The main content on my channel is DK64 Randomizer, and I've done that a couple of times on various videos. That is not this though. But yeah, Donkey Kong does make an appearance. Donkey Kong does make an appearance. So now we are setting up for Magic Koopa, and Magic Koopa has a very awkward, I should say, amount of health, to where the current strat for Magic Koopa involves us having to have max chain, which is giving us those passive bonuses, and also use one of these like team moves that you'll get to see. Otherwise, he would kind of just like wipe the floor with us. It's kind of a tough fight. If everything goes according to plan, he will die very quick. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cast that fear on him. Now we're going to do the shooting star shot, which is just going to just bombard him with shooting stars.
Great numbers.
Yeah, really good numbers there. Now we're going to swap Peach, and we are going to Rock Candy. We swapped to Peach there just for the safety of the lazy shell. Peach is obviously, like I said, really, really tanky. Peach will not die, at least hopefully. Peach, that's not going to kill him. That's going to be clear. That 1 damage to Peach. But now we get to swap back in Bowser, because Gino unfortunately did take an L there. And they're going to throw 2 more rock candies, and that should be it. Magic Koopa cooperated with us. He didn't do anything that killed Mario. That's like really the big issue. If he does something that kills Mario, the whole thing kind of goes sideways and he starts spawning enemies, and you got to do a bunch of backup strats to deal with them. It's really annoying. You don't want to see that. If it happens, you should all feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Double coins, never mind. You should feel bad now.
We finally broke the 3-in-a-row streak. Yep.
We did break the 3-in-a-row streak. Yeah, those team moves. So the reason why those numbers that are popping up for the shooting star shot, the damage numbers, seem to be very inconsistent is because the damage calculation on that move is based on your current equips, like what things you have on your characters. And one of the items that we got, you know, back when I made that trip to Rose Town was the lazy shell weapon, and we put it on Mario. And that weapon is a very, very powerful weapon, but the like range of damage it can do is massive. It can do anywhere from like 300 plus to like just over 100. So every time we deal an instance of damage to Magic Koopa using this item, it's rolling the those are ridiculous numbers. I'm actually not even...
That's like max numbers.
I'm not even going to swap in Peach, because I'm going to try to save this rock candy. Instead, I'm just going to... Hopefully, he's not going to kill me. Okay, ooh! Oh, man, this is like... Okay, we might get the rare physical attack kill on Magic Koopa. So here, let's do... Oh, yeah, he's going to die. He's going to die.
Oh, yeah.
He's dead. He's dead, for sure. He's dead.
Wow.
That's the pivot you can do if you get really, really good damage numbers. It's nice. Ooh.
Oh.
If I sneak these rock candies out, that would be real big.
Come on, baby.
Team left, we follow the left egg. The egg, it was the crappy pattern again. But the last time we did this, it was team left. So we're gonna believe again. Okay, we ready? We're gonna believe again.
We're believing.
Yeah, it was yeah. Okay, so that's when I talked to you, when I mentioned before, that pattern is so strange because it looks like the eggs kind of phase through each other, and they do. And it's kind of just unintuitive which one is the one that's moving over to the right side. You kind of just have to hope, really. That it ends up not being the one. That was such a good fight, too. That was like the best magic. That's like the max numbers. You get the big damage roll. You saw the big damage roll I got on the lazy shot. That was like 300 plus damage it did. If I get to use it again, you'll see I might deal like 99 damage with it. It's so silly, like how it works. 126, 123, okay, that's not gonna be enough. So now,
no, he'll die. You need to only average like 115 per.
Okay, yeah. Well,
it won't be enough for you to do the physical death.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Like you'll need. He won't get another turn.
Yeah, I'll have to commit at least one rock candy. And I'll probably commit it with Mario. Yeah, I'm gonna commit it with Mario just because the damage numbers are inconsistent. Bowser's damage is consistent with the little like ball and chain thing that he throws. So as long as I time it correctly, which I did, and he's dead. So
nice.
Yeah, it's one of the really interesting things about this fight is there is that element of like paying attention to what your damage numbers are. In order to potentially save yourself some rock candy. So, this fight
because the more Kuiper's able to do that, then theoretically throughout the run, that's one less rock candy he'll have to farm for, which again is a random thing. You could get that rock candy in 10 seconds. It could take 5 extra minutes.
Correct. Yes.
So anything to kind of min-max that to put yourself in better situations, the better.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, in the interest of time, obviously, this is a very fast fight. We're not, like, having a bad time or anything like that. But there is a lot more to this game, believe it or not. There are a lot more fights. And as a matter of fact, the one after this is the big one. It's the one that everybody, if you know low level, you all know about Boomer XOR. We'll talk about what Boomer XOR is. And I'm probably just going to do this fight one more time after this. Now, these numbers are terrible.
Yeah. These are, you're not going to be able to kill them.
Yeah, I might not be able, we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to do this fight one more time, and then we'll do a thing we did similar to back in, that's going to kill Gene, isn't it? You are a jerk, my friend. Yeah, we're going to do the same thing we did in Nimbus Lane, where I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Again, you're not going to miss any content. It will be, I will basically be right back in that previous room where we have that save point, and then we will begin talking about Boomer XOR. You're getting to see what happens when the numbers are bad. He starts doing this garbage. He starts spawning things, and it's terrible. And I have to jump on him, and I have to throw ice bombs, and it's just a pain. This guy can be a massive jerk. Hopefully that kills him. It might not. If it doesn't, then okay. Now Bowser's gonna get the kill for sure with this. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, let's see. Will we get out this time on Magic Koopa? Magic Koopa's been a fight that I have been stuck on before. All right, we're going left. If you follow the left egg, which egg will it land on? It's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. It's in the middle, and it's a tie. All right, one more shot on Magic Koopa. Again, this is a very fast fight. There are going to be some fights later on that are not fast. We will be a lot less lenient about those rather than Magic Koopa. Because Magic Koopa's like, you fall down, you walk through the door, the fight starts. There's not some long, ridiculous cutscene. So this will be the last time we fight Magic Koopa, the last time we get to roll the minigame for this particular fight. And another really cool thing that we actually don't get to take advantage of, you'll see it when I walk back through the room. When you beat Magikoopa, he gives you access to a chest that gives you infinite money. No joke. You can sit underneath the chest and just jump at it, and it will give you infinite money. And I won't lie, there have been times where I've gotten to this point in the run, and I've been so broke that I've needed to use it. Not great. It's not a great place to be. Just sitting underneath the chest. It's one of those
things, I think casually, it's like, okay, what am I going to do with money at this point? Because you just have so much of it. But, yeah.
But low level, you have so much to buy. Yeah.
I am supposed to get the wrong one, correct. I have to lose the experience. I cannot accept a tie. Because we get experience that way.
If you want to influence Team Left or Team Right, get your subs in. Right. Team Right, I feel bad for the Team Righters. We just need, let's do some math here. 29 subs to tie it up.
Look at all these beautiful rock candy freebies that I'm just not gonna use. I'm just never gonna.
Nah, this is the one. This is the one.
I'm never gonna get to use. I'm just gonna be so.
Dream's over, man.
Man. Yeah, let's throw this ice bomb. I think he'll die. Yeah, because he's weak to it. Yeah. So let's just do, boom, get out of here. And then unfortunately, I have to throw another rock candy. If this freebies, guarantee we get coins. Guaranteed. Okay, it didn't freebie. We're probably still gonna get coins.
Come on. No, it's gonna be XP. It's gonna be XP. I'm allowing it.
Oh, okay.
I'm allowing it to happen. I don't wanna. I wanna skip ahead. This is it.
It's in the middle. It's a tie. We're loading up a save.
All right, we're moving on. Thanks for playing.
Everybody boo. Boo Magikoopa. He's ruining our fun.
Boo. Loser.
Ruining our fun. All right, well.
Can't believe the run is no longer valid.
It's no longer valid. I took a 2-week pause and then, yeah. Oh, this is not the correct one. I have to go one farther. Okay, so it's this one that we will be loading up. Yeah, so unfortunately, we didn't get through Magikoopa. That's fine. I hate to break it to all of you. The upcoming boss fight, there's a chance we don't get through this fight. In fact, there's a pretty good chance we're not going to get through this fight. And the reason we're not going to get through this fight potentially is because this is Boomer Exor. This is otherwise known as the 1 in 8. You're probably wondering, well, why is it a 1 in 8? Spike, you want to explain why this fight's a 1 in 8?
Try as a 1 in 8 because unlike every other boss fight in the entire run, the nice thing there is after you beat a boss, you can go and save somewhere. There's either an auto save, another save point, maybe you gotta backtrack for one. Boomer Exor is the only one where you finish off Boomer and cinematically they kick you right up to face off with the big sword himself, Exor. So because of that, we have to not only lose one set of experience, but 2 sets of experience in a row. Now, 2 50-50s would only still give you a 1 in 4. Boomer, unfortunately, also gives us coins. Therefore, in order to get out of here, you have to lose 3 coin flips in a row. We have to roll EXP on Boomer.
I cannot.
We have to roll losing the experience on Boomer, and then losing the experience on Exor. Put that in perspective, that is the equivalent, effectively, of what Kuiper just did to get Valentina, the Zara Dragon, and the Axum Rangers fights all first try in a row is required now in order to progress this run. There are times where you get out of here in 5-10 minutes. There's times where you could be here for hours. So we're setting a limit on this one like we've kind of been doing with all of them. Boomer, we're gonna sit here and try to do we're gonna give it 4 tries. After that, we'll take whatever he gives us, go up and face Exor, and we'll see if we can get that in one shot. It will be a 50-50. Now, focusing now on the Boomer fight, there are a lot of runners that'll consider this one of the worst fights in the game, just because this is the laggiest room in the game.
Those candles,
every
man,
single
the candles.
One, yeah. Every single one of those little candles just makes the Switch look like the potato that it is. And we all love the Switch, one of the greatest consoles of all time. But man, it is not technically impressive whatsoever, and it cannot handle those 15 little candles being on. So, Jumping in. Here we go. So we're going to be throwing a lot of ice bombs with Bowser. Peach will be on pickup Mario duty whenever she can. And Mario's going to be jumping. Again, Mario's sitting over there with his 30 HP. He is on raw glass cannon duties. Got to make sure Mario fits in a lucky hammer swing at some point
right here,
so he can induce that minigame right here.
We'll be doing it.
Generally, you wait till he switches over to blue, because then Mario's jump is going to be doing a little less damage, so it kind of maximizes the damage with Mario's jumps. Blocking Boomer is also tough because the room is so laggy, but also he's got a lot of his attacks. Obviously, the approach looks very similar. A lot of them are just like some amount of him sheathing his sword and then attacking you. So good job on Kuiper so far, blocking those really well.
All right, I think I freebied like every ice bomb.
You're screwed. There's no shot.
So yeah, Boomer is what Spike was alluding to. A lot of his attacks are very unintuitive as to when you're supposed to block them. It's funny because in the original game on the SNES, all three of his like attacks where he approaches you all look the same, and they have like slightly different timing windows. So if you know one, you know all of them. In Remake, they gave him 3 unique animations, so you have to learn all of them. Also, this is the part of the run where we unfortunately have dubbed this K-Kona up the tower. And normally when you're K-Kona-ing up the tower, normally you're sad because you've been here for a really long time and you haven't been able to beat Boomer. You haven't even seen Exor, and you just keep hearing the same song over and over again. But it would be super dope.
Here we go.
We got to see Exor on the first try. We don't.
Oh!
Okay. We don't. Okay. We don't. All right.
It's okay. RNG manipulation. This next one's the one.
Well,
yeah, I love how you do have to ride the chandelier. It's the strangest. I would say this is the strangest you win background in the entire game, because everything else you just have to think, no, it's like, no, you're watching a cutscene, you're dancing, you're having a great time, and then you just see the shy guy there at the end and you win.
Yeah. And
now this is, I always end up doing this. No, actually, Kuiper, you go first.
No, all I was gonna say was this just kind of adds to this part of the run is the make or break part. It is the part where you get up to it. And as Spike alluded to, I have been here, and this might just be a diss on my part. I have sat here and fought this guy for almost 2 hours before.
It sucks.
He just never let me by. There was a couple times where he'd let me, go up and see Exor, and then I'd fail the Exor game, and then you're back here fighting this guy again. I've done it. I've sat here and I've fought this guy over and over and over again, and I've listened to that song going up the chandelier. That's almost kind of why we turned it into like a ceremony where you just take Kona up the tower, man, and just you gotta make light of it. You gotta make light of the fact that you're sitting here fighting the same guy for potentially an hour or 2 hours, so.
You start off, you're high spirits, K-Kona up the tower. You're having a good time. And by about the 6th time you're doing it, you kind of become Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
Everybody else is having a good time, but you want the party to be over.
You definitely turn into like a K-Kona up the tower. Like, it just becomes like all right, here we go again.
Life's terrible.
Where's Pooh? I gotta find him.
It's that time of the night, everybody.
It's that time of the...
We're only on Boomer Exo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so it's almost midnight my time. I am not a... how do I want to say this?
Yeah, here we go, complaining about the time again and when my show is. I get it, Kuiper. You get everything.
I am not a night person, but for the sake of Low Level and for the sake of Kiara being so generous as to bring me on her show, I am staying up to entertain all of you. I hope you guys have been having a good time. If this... We're not even at the end of the game yet, but I want to get this off. Let's just say this now. If this looks fun First of all, haha, you're just like me. Second of all, if you want to try this, this is not something that you have to do in a sitting. I actually do encourage people, if you want to try this challenge run, it's as much of a challenge run as it is a speed run. Don't put a timer up. Pull up the route. I have numerous routes of various different, I want to call them difficulties, but different type of strats. I even have a route that's specifically for the breezy difficulty category. Do it over a weekend. Do it over the course of a week. See how long it takes you. See how many attempts it takes you to get past each boss. It is as serious or as casual as you make it. That's one of the really cool things about this run. It is
wanna double your coins?
Yeah, I really do. K-Kona. I definitely encourage people that if you've never done this run before, that's what should be that's how you should do it the first time. Is don't run a timer. Don't, have some sort of recording software or anything like that. Just boot up the game, learn a lot of these timings that are required for some of these blocks I've been doing, all that stuff. It takes time to learn those things. There's nothing worse that we do have friends that have done this run without ever learning some of these timings. There's nothing worse than having to be like, all right, how do I block Boomer's attack again? I'm 8 hours into this speedrun. I don't know how to do it. Like, there's nothing worse than that. So please, if you want to try this, I encourage you to try it. If you like this game, if you've never played this game before, it's very approachable. Don't do it in one sitting the first time you do it. I can't.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like you're saying, Kuiper, this is definitely, we're speedrunning. Like, we're trying to do this as fast as we can, but it's also a challenge run. Like, the concept of beating Super Mario RPG while Mario is level 3, everybody else is maybe a few levels higher just because they come in a little higher. That's ridiculous.
It really, really is. And everybody, if you're enjoying the run, first of all, if we could get a shout out for Kuiper Don't Care, make sure you're going to go and follow Kuiper for DK64 Randomizer and, the occasional low level every once in a while, the monthly low level challenge. And I want to see it because I have to ask it every single episode of Game Masters. Type 1, chat. Type 1 if you're having a great time enjoying all the gambling that we're doing here tonight.
We're doing so much gambling.
It's not with physical money. It's fake XP in the video game. Yeah, it's Monopoly, buddy. Type 1 if you're having a great time here tonight watching the low level, because I am.
The stuff
in spite
that you
of
gamble,
Kuiper, I'm having a good time.
The stuff you gamble in this run is your patience, some sanity, a little bit of everything. You gotta commit to sitting here for, if you're... Spike has asked me a number of times, what is like an average run of this? And to that, I would say if your low-level run hits anywhere between like 6 hours and 45 minutes to upwards of like 7.5 to 8 hours, for your first time, second time, third time doing the run, you've never done the run before, that's a very solid time. Anything sub 6:30. I mean, I have the world record at a 6:28. The turbo world record, which turbo controllers don't save nearly as much time as you think it would. It only saves about like 3 or 4 minutes in the run. The turbo world record is like a 5:30, and I shelved that the second I got it. I'm like, I'm never beating that. Yeah. That's going to sit there forever.
That's a filthy time.
Yeah. That's going to sit there for a really long time. So,
all right, I'm going to allow this one to pass.
We're allowing it to pass? It's not passing.
Okay, we got one more.
We haven't even seen...
I haven't even...
To keep in mind, chat, again, he has to win 3 coin flips in a row. All 3 times he's flipped the first coin, it's come up tails.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
So, chat, I always like to do this every time I do low level, like at one point throughout. I'm like, okay, here you got between a 1 and an 8, you got to roll a 1. Go to random.org. I'm going to do it as well. Make the numbers go between 1 and 8. Tell me how many tries it takes you to roll a 1.
All right,
let's see how lucky we would have gotten.
Here. All right.
Yeah.
Bam. I got it first try.
Why did you get it first try? That's ridiculous.
I got it 4th try, And since I am the host of the show, and this is try number 4, it is Destin.
Try number 4.
What the heck, man?
4th try for me.
That's so funny.
Yeah, remember this is the 1 in 8
get it.
original Super Mario RPG 1 in 18. This is a wild time.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
It can, like, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, you're probably... Well, why is it a 1 in 18? So, the SNES version of Super Mario RPG Low Level, which you can also do. It is a run just like this one.
I've done it, so even I can do it.
Yeah, all 3 of us have done it. We've all done it. We did it together, actually. Like
we did do it together.
I won that race, by the way.
I know. Rub it in, why don't you?
Yeah, so the original SNES version of Low Level does not have the mechanic that Yoshi always starts in the middle and you can follow Yoshi. And because of that, because the eggs are truly random, and we have to account for Yoshi being an option we can accidentally pick, all of those 1 in 4s you saw me doing, yeah, those are 1 in 6s. All those 1 in 2s you saw me doing, yeah, it's not that either. And this 1 in 8, that's a 1 in 18, ladies and gentlemen, in the original version.
Yeah, a coin flip into a 1 in 3, and then another 1 in 3 on top of it. I think that's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, it is brutal. It is. I've spent. Oh boy, I don't even want to talk about how long some of my OG SNES version Boomer XOR fights have gone.
That race we did, I was on Boomer XOR for over 4 hours.
Yeah. That's possible. That can happen.
Yep.
Original Boomer XOR for the SNES, you could be there for 5, 6, 7 hours. That is entirely possible.
Yeah, I think when I did my Low Level, it was somewhere in the 40s for my attempt count.
Oh yeah, we kept track.
I got the VODs. I couldn't go back and check. It was disgusting.
All right. So this is my 4th attempt. So are we doing one more attempt after this where I'm accepting any result, or is this the one where I'm accepting any result?
You're not going to have to accept any result because this is the one that's going to make it through legit.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't?
The payout will be based on if you actually get it here or not. But either way, I think now we're just going up to XOR. So watch out, chat. We're going to have another bet for XOR go up really fast after this because we're doing 1 crack at XOR.
Yep. We are doing XOR one time.
Like 60 seconds or something.
Yep. XOR is the big enchilada. XOR is you get through Boomer, you got to win a coin flip, and you're through the 1 in 8. It is like normally when I fight XOR, I take my headset off, I move back in my chair, I focus, I don't talk to anybody.
Hit the gamer pose.
I get the gamer pose going. We'll see. I'm going to accept any result that we get here, whether we get coins or we're going to play the mini game no matter what. And I want to make something very clear. The XP that I'm getting from this fight is negligible. We're at such a point in this game, 19 experience points. I am going to level up. It's not going to do anything. The strats are not going to be any different. XOR can still one-shot me very easily. Nothing's going to change. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm ripping anybody off. Nothing's going to change. But are we actually going to see it legitimately? We might. Yeah. We might. Okay, we're team left. Follow the left egg. The left egg is in the middle. It's wrong.
Okay.
It's wrong. Here we go.
Actually, okay. It's gamers.
Gamers, it's XOR time.
Remember, I rolled on random.org a 4th try for the 1 in 8.
All right. It is time. Spike, I'm not going to talk. If you want to explain how XOR works, go for it.
Yeah. So once again, we've got Bowser in that tanky god status mode with the lazy shell right here. We're instantly going to throw that Energizer on him because we're also going to want Bowser to do damage.
Need to be able to hear.
The ways we're going to deplete XOR's 1800 HP here is with Bowser throwing bombs, whether you've got some rock candies, fire bombs, or whatever, while also raising up Mario and having him jump on XOR's head. In order to actually damage XOR, that top piece, the top hilt of the sword, you have to deplete all the HP of one of his 2 eyes, give him that little spinning state. Just one of them has to be knocked out, and then XOR's main defenses go down. So we do have to get in the Lucky Hammer. A lot of times, a lot of players will just do it right away, because God forbid you get to the end of this fight and you forgot to do that. That's the most depressing way to lose a run. So now we're going to be getting in, throwing some firebombs with Bowser. We're going to be picking up Mario as much as we can with basically whoever we still have in that third slot until all of them are gone. So Mallow, you're last. Get in, buddy. This is your job. Pick Mario up and just keep jumping. One nice little thing they did in the remake, it actually pans the camera up so you can tell where Mario is when jumping up on the head. So yeah, XOR is also just a terrifying fight in that, like, it's really nice in any percent speedruns that we can effectively one-shot him because he has so many nasty spells, tons of AoEs, tons of different ways to cause status effects to characters. So trying to survive through all that is a nightmare. So we got all of our characters taken out now. Bowser's gonna keep throwing the firebombs, mixing in possibly some pick-me-ups on Mario here and there. A little unfortunate one of them didn't last a little bit longer, but again, Bowser should be relatively safe here. It's really just how many of your resources as far as bombs you wanna go through throughout the course of this fight. Yeah, Piper there electing to pick up Mario. Should be another 4 or 5 attacks we still gotta do in order to get rid of him. Now, he's still got the left eye knocked out there. I might have to jump on the other one here relatively soon, as soon as it comes back. Diamond Saw, one of the few things you can actually block. Again, they're making all those AoEs unblockable. And yeah, again, this is where everything is so intense right now in a low-level run because you finally got past Boomer. You got the whole K-Koning up the tower right there, knocking out that protection. You got all this time invested, and now it pretty much comes down to this. Now, to note, Kuiper's world record before this last one, he failed the XOR minigame 4 times. It was like 5th try. Unbelievable mental fortitude to keep going through all right,
that's
that.
it.
So that should be, that is, yep, those are the eyes. They're knocked out, the 1800 HP. We have got the minigame, chat. Let's get it in.
All right.
The guaranteed 1 and 2.
Guaranteed 1 and 2. We are going to follow that left egg. The left egg is going to pop up on the screen. Follow wherever it goes. That's the egg we're picking. If we see a black fuzzy, we move on. See a Tweety bird, we're loading up a save state. Man, I want this real bad. I want this real bad.
Oh, man.
It's on the right.
Right, it's on the right. Come on, come on.
No! No! And just like that, you're sad. And
sad.
that is SMRPG low level.
That is SMRPG low level right there. That is, and for those that don't know, I have to go all the way back and fight Boomer all over again.
But because this is a showcase,
we are not doing that.
We're not doing that. Yeah,
we are not doing that. All right. We will not be doing that. Tweet.
Clearly, Team Left has run its course. We need Team Right. We need Team Right to take the lead.
Looking to see what my bomb situation is on this. I should be fine.
Honestly, that's really cool that we even got a legit chance that we could have gotten that.
True, yeah. Very true. I need to go get... Do I have... My eyes are deceiving me. I do not have a party energizer. So I need to go get one.
Yeah, you do not. Yeah.
I had to like look for a second. I'm like, I don't see one. Just in case this ends up, we end up not having to skip ahead anymore. I do want the things I need. Just in case we, you never know. We might, so one of the really cool things, so we have beaten, in this save state, we have beaten Boomer XOR. We now get this really, really nice weapon world warp where we could just go right to the beginning of this like abyss area. We won't get another one of these like little warp spots until we are basically like halfway through. This is like the end game area. We won't get another one until we're about at that point. So we have about, what is it? 4 bosses that we have to get through before we get to another like safe spot where we'll have an area where we can map warp to. The first boss coming up here is Countdown. Now, Countdown is significantly different from the Super Nintendo version to the remake version. And the reason for that is because there is a very bizarre mechanic in the SNES version where if you no, I'm just going to make sure my equips are okay before I do this. They are clearly not, because I don't even have the right party members in. If you, for whatever reason, in the SNES version, again, not in the remake version, if you knock out the little bells on top of his head before you actually defeat the body of the clock, he doesn't give you coins. He only gives you experience. So this was actually a 1 in 3 in the original game that turns into a 1 in 4, and it's kind of rude. I really don't like that they did that. I don't know why they changed it. That makes me sad. This fight would be a lot nicer if it was just a 1 in 2, but.
Yeah, but now we gotta deplete the health bar of Countdown himself and the 2 little, I think they're ring-a-dings in this. They were called dingalings before. Yeah. Oh, the ice rock block. Let's go. That's a fun one to block.
It's free. It's free. It's free.
It's when it's like halfway down. Yeah.
I've played this game before. I've done this a couple times.
This is a great first playthrough. Maybe it's terrible. Why are you still level 3? You suck.
These are oh, this one's. I'm not gonna block this.
This one sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna block that. Okay.
That is one of like the 2 or 3 hardest to block attacks in the entire game.
Yeah, that was just not gonna happen.
It's a few frames, and its movements are. I think it's like after every like 6 or 7 ticks of it going back and forth, it then drops immediately. Like I've maybe blocked that one like 1 time. Oh, unlucky.
Well, fortunately, it landed on Bowser, and Bowser is immune to it. So.
Yeah, Bowser is God, so we're good.
Bowser's got the lazy shell on again. If you haven't caught the theme of it already, the lazy shell is pretty good. Pretty good. I think the dingalings might die. No, only one of them did. Oh, okay. Well, he's dead. So that's what happens if you knock out the clock before the bells. He does this like crazy, like, oh my god, the clock is broken. And then you just
clocking and watching.
And then he pops up, and he blows up. All right. We are still team left. Oh, don't do this. Don't just give me out first try after not getting out on Boomerang.
Yes, no, please do, please.
Okay, all right, okay. I was about to be like, game, don't do this, man. Don't do this. That'd be so rude. So, we are in the end game portion. So after all of that, stuff with the 1 in 8, if you're doing this for the first time, you're probably thinking like, man, that's like the biggest hurdle in the entire game. Surely there are not any more bosses after that. There are 7 more bosses, folks. You have to play this minigame 7 more times after you get through the 1 in 8. It's brutal. This, like I said, if this looks interesting to you, by all means, do it. Let me know how it goes for you.
Yeah, you're not selling us too hard right now, Kuiper, I will say. It is a grind. This is something. I will say this about low level. This is definitely something that's fun to do with people.
Yes.
I don't think it's too fun to do on your own. But like either like on a stream or with a couple friends, it could be very exciting.
Yeah, and one thing I will say for it to sell it a little bit, for anybody wanting to get into it, so Kuiper and I have kind of settled into like once a month, we'll do a little race of it. Not this month, but next month, we're gonna look to have a race where it's kind of a 1-year anniversary of the remake. Came out, I believe, November 17th of 23. So, we're gonna try to make sure we get a lot of the community members in there to join us. I think the last year, the first one we did of these, got a good like 12 or 15 people in there, which is always a good time because it's like you're always competing with somebody else. Someone's suffering at the same spot that you were before. Low level is like strangely addicting, but like Kiara said, it's so much better when other people are suffering with you.
Yes. It's no fun. I will admit, I've done it by myself before.
But you like speed run.
Yeah, I have done this run offline, off stream, not even like live on Twitch. I've just like done a local recording of it. I may or may not really love this run. It might be my favorite speedrun, as silly as that sounds.
It starts off as you think it's going to be this like big meme category, and there's definitely a fair amount of meme to it.
For sure.
But like again, the fact that it all comes together to make it work is like beautiful. Hey, second try.
Not bad.
Second try.
Not bad. Yep, 6 more fights to go. Now, the only real part that's a little awkward, you just kind of have to leave, go refill on rock candies and such, and just come on back.
Do I only have 2 in there?
Yes.
Well, we gotta go get one.
Time to go rip.
All right. We're ripping for one rock candy. I disagree. I am pretty confident that I got a bunch of them earlier today. Wait, why am I trying to buy one? That's ridiculous. All right, yeah, we're back here in
one at a time, baby.
Dude, can you imagine if that's how they made you do it? Yeah, one of the really awkward things. Oh wow, that was quick. Okay, see ya. Bye-bye.
See you.
Yeah, one of the really awkward things about the item restrictions that you have in this game. The Super Nintendo version of SMRPG, which I'm wearing a shirt of, given to me by my friend in the chat, Sunny on the Web, a good friend of mine. He gave me the shirt like yesterday. Actually, he might have given it to me today. I don't even know what day it is. But anyway, yeah, in the SNES version, you can only hold 29 total items. Your inventory is only 29 spots deep. However, you can have any amount of any items that you want. If you want 29 rock candies, you can have 29 rock candies if you want to. For some reason in this game, they limit some of like the really powerful items in the game. They give you like caps. And you can only hold 3 rock candies on your person at any given time. Any extra that you get that you can't fit in your inventory, like you just saw, go into that little shop. Here's the weird part. There is a quote-unquote easier difficulty, but I mean, it is easier, called Breezy. And Breezy not only makes, enemies... Oh my, he landed right on top of me. Not only do they make you deal more damage, enemies have less health, they make the item, like, caps bigger. And it's not just, like, kind of bigger. If you switch over to Breezy, all of a sudden, you go from being able to hold 3 rock candies to holding 30. It is a times 10 that they give you. And I don't really know why. That's a little...
It's so extreme, dude.
So extreme. It's one of the silliest things.
Again, let's put it in perspective. Mario Odyssey, you have 3 health, right?
Yes.
Imagine you roll up on Breezy. Mario's got 30 health.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Oh no, these guys are rude. Yeah, it's a very...
This is the hardest stretch of dodging enemies in the whole game, for sure.
I'm just gonna wait because now the patterns are all mixed up. They're not what I'm used to. There we go. Oh, I didn't make it around the corner. Yeah, normally if you the first time you enter that room, all of these like little Axum Ranger clones, they're all on a set cycle. But if you accidentally run into one of them, all of the cycles get thrown off. So it ends up kind of getting a little messed up. So this is... I'm gonna force Spike to talk about this fight because this is one of, if not the easiest fight. It's one of the quickest fights as well.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason, the other day when Spike and I were doing this race, he was stuck here for how long?
For like 25 minutes. This was like, in a way.
Oh,
Obviously, Kuiper got the world record. if I have an okay machine-made Eurytovich, I have world record in this category right now. That's how bad it
Probably,
was.
yeah, actually, now that I think about it, yeah.
If he's just like, it takes me like 5 minutes, I actually have world record by like 8 minutes. All right, coins. It's as you can see, it's like a lightning quick fight. There's no cutscene. You just walk in, you get them.
Ideally, ideally, you do 3 things in this fight. You throw the lucky jewel and you jump 3 times. That's it.
Yep.
And Spike was there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was very, very bad. It was one of those where in my previous PB, I like it was also bad. I lost like probably 10 minutes there. And then this attempt, I not only didn't save any of those 10 minutes, I lost an additional 10 or so minutes on top of that. It was absolutely statistically preposterous that was a thing that happened. Oh, and this is one of the crappy things he can do. So if you ever splits like this, you gotta throw Yoshi cookies or Lamb's Lures if you happen to have those. And you wanna end on Peach eating the last one, or having Yoshi eat the last one, so that Mario can just jump and he goes away. But this is unfortunately completely random, if he does it or not.
Yeah, so this Eurytovich clone has some weird speed properties where sometimes he never goes. Sometimes he'll do that one spell on you and he'll never attack you again. And then other times, he'll like just spam things at you. And we don't really know what causes it. It's a very bizarre, like, I don't even want to call it a mechanic. It's just a strange, like, I don't want to call it a bug either. It just seems like it's, sometimes he rolls lower than you do and doesn't get to attack, or if there's like a cooldown or something. I have no idea. But either way, we're playing the minigame. We're going with the left
luckier
egg.
than me.
I am not.
You are not luckier than me.
I am not. Similar to what we did, I am going to limit the attempts on this fight. I've already fought him twice. So that's kind of silly. But, you know, we'll see where, we'll see. Maybe I'm only going to, this is also not an interesting fight at all. As you can see, there's not really much to talk about. You just kind of jump on him and hope he cooperates with you.
Which makes it all the more infuriating when you're here for 25 minutes. I am convinced something in his script, if he uses Meteor Blast on, because I think because I saw this a lot the other day. When he uses Meteor Blast, he almost never does the split then. He usually just skips over. Even though that is annoying, you have to pick up Mario. If you could skip the split every single time, you would take that.
Okay, we get another crack at it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
In the middle. Nope.
I will say, after we get through this fight, we're going to go into our final break of the evening.
That's a good spot, yeah.
I believe. Then we can just do the home stretch. Yeah,
because believe it or not, chat, I'm not exaggerating when I say the next 4, not like the next 4 load zones we go into all have a boss. When I fall through this hole after Eurytovich clone, there's a boss. The screen after I beat the boss after the guy after this guy, there's a boss. And then another boss. And then another boss. And then another boss. The end of this run is a gauntlet. It is like you're fighting all the time. And at times it could be a little stressful because usually by this point you've already been playing for 5 hours. And you want to go to bed. Usually. You want to go like eat dinner or something. Oh, he did the thing.
See, I was like, out of all the times he did Meteor Blast, I saw him like 1 time still multiplayer, which is weird. Like, you don't really get like rolls on like speed situations.
That's what I'm saying. Weird. Yeah. There shouldn't be like
it's
a
just
roll
this fight, that action.
Yeah, it's very.
Everything else is like
bizarre.
pretty much like if like a boss like a Birdo doesn't attack ever, that's because we very specifically set up the speed stats and the turn order to where that is not going to happen.
Yeah, and you just can't do that with this guy. There's just some times where he will Meteor Blast you and then do nothing. There are times where he will Meteor Blast you and then do this really slow multiplier attack. I'm definitely skipping now because we got that. Because that slowed us down quite a bit. This is going to be the last
This
attempt.
is our 4th attempt.
Yeah, it'll be the last shot unless we get out legitimately. And we have... Nope.
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 All right, see you, Machine Made
Right, I
Yuridovich.
think we're loading this one. Wow, Machine Made Yuridovich was just almost as mean to me.
Yeah, that was surprising. Anyway, as we load up
we're taking our break.
Yes.
I'm loading in.
Kuiper, what boss do we have up next that we can get excited about?
I believe the next... Let me just double check that this is the save where he's dead.
Yeah, double check it. We'll confirm that.
Let me double check and make sure. I think... Yes, it is. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
All right, he's dead. Yeah, we did it. We totally did it.
We totally did it, yeah. The next boss is going to be Cloaker Domino. It is our final 1 and 2. It is the final guaranteed XP. It's strictly a 50-50. So that's going to be the last one of those. That's the next boss coming up.
Awesome. So we'll get us like, are we going to first try the next one? I don't know. I hope so. That'd be so sick. We've earned it. We've earned it after getting hecked by a couple bosses here. But everybody, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back after a short break. And reminder, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you enjoy watching speedruns, consider subscribing to the channel to get access to our emotes, chat with other subscribers during our replays, as well as pick Team Left or Team Right. Please, I want Team Right before we get to Smithy. Smithy, for what it's worth, there's no Gamba on Smithy because that's the end of the game. You don't get experience from Smithy.
Thank God.
Yeah, imagine if you had to do it phase 1 of Smithy before going into phase 2.
I don't want to think about it at all.
Anyway, everybody
2.
stand up, go stretch, get some water, and we'll be back after a few short minutes. Welcome back from the break, everybody. You're now here for the conclusion of the 2-parter Game Masters episode with Kuiper Don't Care, Super Mario RPG Low Level. I am your host, Kiara_TV. We got Kuiper running, we got Spike on comms, and we are ready to return. So go ahead, Kuiper, give us a 3, 2, 1, and we'll get right back into this.
Where did Mario go? I can't find him. All right, let's get it going. Let me just be sure that this is, again, because this is a save state. I don't know if my thing is correct before I say start, and then I just have to pause anyway. That would be really embarrassing. I don't want to do that. Okay, we're good. All right, let's count it down. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we beat Machine Maid. Wow, he's gone. Wow, he's gone.
Oh, I thought he was going to...
Can you imagine if I would have hammed it up and then he would have just landed on my head? All right, we have another boss. Again, like the very next screen is a boss fight. This is Cloaker Domino. I'll let you guys guess which one's Cloaker and which one's Domino. You'll be wrong, I promise you.
Yep.
You will be wrong. This is a very interesting fight because this fight's very slow. And the reason why it's slow is because this is phase 1 of the fight. Phase 2 of the fight is when Cloaker up there, you know the guy without the really long cloak? Yeah, that's Cloaker. He's going to jump on top of a big old snake. And the snake has roughly 1,000,000 health. And the only thing we can really do to the snake is jump on him in order to kill him. The problem is the snake and Cloaker both only have... Well, the snake has 3 attacks it can do, and Cloaker has 2. And remember how I mentioned before how Boomer has those, like, different animations based on his attacks? Yeah, these two don't have that. All of their attacks all look the same, and it's impossible to tell which one you're getting. And hopefully, yeah, so there's a perfect example. Yeah, right there.
Yep. That was a great example.
Yeah, so that little knife attack he just did to me looks the exact same as when he just attacks me and tries to hit me with the sword. And in order for me to know, there you go. Look, that, right. My points are being proven. All of these attacks all look the same. And I basically just have to guess which one he's doing.
Yeah. It's generally better to assume he's just doing his regular, like, swords. Like, he's gone for the knife every time. Piper's a god, dude. Blocking that knife is so hard.
Yeah, but there I anticipated the knife out late.
Because then the knife, like, is just, it's the same block, but it's a few frames later. And yeah, it's weird. Like, they don't do that anywhere else in the game. It feels very sloppy. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
I tried.
So again, like, he has to just assume it's one of them. I was just assuming it's the slam down. This fight I would have gotten owned because he's thrown the knife like 80 times.
All right.
All right, 1 and 2. This is the final 1 and 2 in the run.
Just let me out. Just let me through.
Come on.
Just let me through.
It's gonna go.
Team,
it's gonna go.
Yeah, team left. Team left. Let me out. Let's move on. No. Okay. Let's.
Nah, we're going back.
We're going back. We'll do it one more time. We'll do it one more time. I can't believe. Well, let's see. You know what? Okay, we'll do it. Well, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do a couple. We'll see.
Yeah.
Man, I know I've been talking smack about this like world record that I got. First of all, I want to make something very clear. Speedrunners in general, we're all speedrunners here, right? You're here on GDQ, you're a speedrunner, you enjoy speedrun content. All speedruns are bad. Every speedrun, every PB you've ever gotten, it's all bad. It's never good. You're never satisfied. I have been adamant that I want to get a sub 6 in this category because then I would be the only person with like 2 sub 6s basically. And of course, when I say that, when I put that out into the universe, the game goes, oh, so you want a PB by 2 minutes, right? That's what you want to do, right? You want to just PB by 2 minutes. And that's what happened. That's what I did. I PB'd by 2 minutes in a category that's heavily influenced by RNG. You know, it just happened. Yeah. I love the...
It's honestly amazing to get a PB by 2 minutes in a category this short.
I know.
Or this long and this random. Like, really? It came down to this? That's like one more failed minigame and you don't PB at all.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Just about one more minigame. Yeah. That is...
damn true.
Now, here's the really cool thing is Mario and Peach got knocked out there, but Mario and Peach are just going to stand up. They're just going to be healed.
Yep. And Sensu Bean.
Yeah.
But like a really weak Sensu Bean.
Really weak. Yeah. All right, let's see if he's going to... Oh, I can actually heal myself. That's fun.
Hey, yo.
Nice little group hug action.
This can make partial blocks still have like some value to it by just topping off.
Oh, he thinks he's fine.
Yo, Peach got that purple drip on though. She's doing great.
Looks good on her. I like Peach purple.
Shouts to 1,000-year door.
I'm salty because I would have perfect timed that knife, but then he didn't. He missed.
What a joke.
I'm like, oh, I predicted it correctly. And then he missed. Woo! Every attack that he does, I get a little like, whoop.
Yeah, so as you can see, your only damage output in this fight is Mario jumping.
That's it.
One thing that's a little unfortunate is because we take because Cloaker or Domino, whichever one you don't kill in phase 1, will then move to phase 2. And Cloaker makes it to where it's all fast physical attacks. Whereas Domino will do a bunch of like AoE magic spells and everything, and like you just can't withstand that. It's a little unfortunate because the snake has 2,500 HP as opposed to 1,500 that you would have with Domino, but you really just can't reliably survive that phase.
The other really unfortunate part is because of like their individual damage thresholds, Domino just dies before Cloaker does. So technically, like making a conscientious effort to kill Cloaker first, there we go, is like just not optimal.
Second try. Yeah.
So it's a really kind of messy, sort of frustrating part of the run, but we're through it. We are actually through it. Bowser and Peach are going to go on the bench for a little bit, and we got to bench them for a little bit. Mario, Mallow, and Gino are going to get some usage here. Real quick, do I have? Okay, I have 15 Yoshi cookies. Okay, we're good. I had to make sure, like,
I was on the one you had before we had to get rid of the machine made Yurtovich, you had 4.
I know.
So I was like, should we just like load the save anyways? I don't know. But anyways, now we go into the inner factory. We got 4 fights left here. They're all theoretically very, very fast. So you got to take out the clerk, the director, the manager.
We gotta go.
Clerk, the manager, the director, and Gunyo.
We gotta go up through the chain of command. You know, starting at the bottom, working all the way up to the chief.
And like, this is the part of the run where you're like, okay. It's, you know, here it's a lot of the fights are gonna look pretty samey. For the most part, like, it's really just intense when you are on a run, because every single one of these fights, you're just like, dude, you gotta let me go. And everybody has had one of these then when you're on a run.
Oh, that's not right.
Just as, oh, that's not right.
Oh, that's not right.
One of them just gets you stuck for like 10 plus attempts. Dude, come on, bro.
That's not right at all. Why is Mario going? Why is he not dead?
Why he not dead?
What happened? What happened?
I don't know. I'm taking a peek this time.
Just take it. There you go. All right. Problem solved.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend. Now, here's another really interesting thing that we could potentially show off. Anytime you scuff a fight in this run, usually it just lets you go. Because you didn't.
All right, you've embarrassed yourself.
You didn't do it the correct way, and I didn't do this the correct way. My equips are incorrect somehow, and it's gonna let me out. It's gonna let me out. Watch this. It's gonna be so funny. Everyone's gonna laugh. It's gonna be on the left because we got the crappy pattern. No, that was.
Should have trusted team mid. Where are my team mids at?
There is no team mid.
At, baby?
There's never a team mid.
If you're on my channel, there's team mid.
I was gonna say, if you watch Spike do this, Spike does have a team mid. I do not have a team mid. It is left or right. We got 2 things. My favorite comedian of all time, George Carlin. We got 2 things. Pick one. That's what we got. We got 2 things. All right. Now, what happened here?
What was wrong with this?
What happened here? This is correct. This is absolutely correct.
True.
This is
Work
correct.
Boost.
He's not supposed to have the zoom shoes. I don't understand. This is all correct. That's supposed to be okay. Well, I don't know what happened. I'm just gonna put the zoom shoes back on. I guess something got weird there. I don't know what happened. Anyway, we're just gonna do that again. And then I'll take the zoom.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I'll take the zoom shoes off after this. I don't know. Something weird happened there. All right, now that's who's supposed to go first. You're supposed to go first. Socks up for your feet, silly. Yeah, this last little stretch here, again, there are 4 bosses left. We are at the finish line, y'all. When you get to this point in the run, there are 4 bosses separating you from the end of the game. And when these fights don't go well, it feels bad. You are unhappy with your run if these fights don't go well. Because again, they're all 1 in 4s. They're all theoretically supposed to be very fast. And when they aren't, it gets a little frustrating. Most notably, and again, we can't do low level without shouting out our good friend, Mr. I Ate Your Pie, the original low-level king, who helped route this game and also had the OG world record for many, many years. Pie famously was on a run. He was on a really good SMRPG low-level run. He was on a potentially world record pace run. Oh, cool, we got out.
Yay, second try, nice.
And then my man Pie proceeded to fight the factory chief, who is the final boss. I can't stress this enough. It is the final boss that the mini game matters. And my man fought that boss, I think, for an hour and a half. He was at the finish line. And the game would not let him win. And I'll admit it, I laughed at him. I thought it was funny. But, you know, that's just me.
You know,
It's content.
this is a question I've been wondering for a long time. How did Toad get here?
I don't know.
How
He's
did
a
Toad
warrior,
get
dude.
up Bowser's castle, go into Exor, make his way through the factory, and just like, oh hey, what's up?
Hey, I don't.
I'm telling you. Super Mario 3D World, Toad only. That's the true canon.
Toad
Dude, you would never
only.
question it.
Code only. So now what we're going to do, we're going to start a little bit of our late game prep work. So we haven't even discussed how this final boss is going to work yet, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. The first thing and the most important thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have enough bombs to get us through the eye. Oh boy. That is not a lot of bombs. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get, actually, I'm just going to use them all to get the ice bombs. We're going to buy some ice bombs. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to buy 2 more items. We're going to get a feather and a frying pan. The frying pan is a weapon that we're going to use with Peach. I do not want to buy the mystery egg. Do not buy the mystery egg. Hit no. I take that text box so slow every time. I don't care. I take that text box very, very
that's
slow.
right, because you don't get that.
Yeah, but it still
I
asks
was like, what? I don't have to
for it.
skip. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it still asks you for it. And if you say yes, that is 200 coins you just flushed down the toilet.
Oh, and that's very bad.
It's very bad. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten into it too much tonight, but like depending on like how sweaty you want to get about this run. I mean, Kyber has record; he's very sweaty about it. Coin routing can be very, very tight in this game. It was a lot less tight on the original because all of the various items that you get that increase your FP or your MP in this game, flower tabs, flower jars, all that sort of stuff. All of those could be sold in the original and for a lot of cash. In this one, you can't. So it means you have effectively as much FP as you would ever want, a far excessive amount even. But it means we end up basically coming up with this is the farm. You go up and you try to eat these little potaboos or lava bubbles. And even if you don't successfully eat them, there you go. You will poop out Yoshi candies, which then you can sell for $70 a pop. So,
what I'm doing right now, so exactly to Spike's point, we're doing this for money. I'm also doing this to get some fire bombs for the end game portion. I would like to have 8. We're not really on pace to get 8, but I want to make sure I leave myself 3 Yoshi cookies so I can take them over to Land's End and go get some Bright Bombs. Once I do that, the only thing we really have left to do, once we are done with the manager, director, and chief, is make sure you sold all of your equips that you don't need. Make sure you have some rock candies, buy some stuff at Tadpole Pond, and then you're off to the end of the game. You're off to the final boss, Smithy, who is we haven't even discussed that yet, and I will do my best as we are approaching that fight. And obviously, once we get into it, Spike can obviously continue to elaborate on all of it. It is the most complex strat in this entire run. Luckily, the route just lays it out for you step by step and tells you what to do. And again, the strat for Smithy, which is the strategy called Revolving Door, it was found during the routing process. We were trying to figure out a way to defeat Smithy in this, and someone I think it was someone on the Discord just kind of posted like, hey, there's some weird stuff going on if you like swap party members in and out. It's very strange, and thank goodness for that person. That is just like the comet, like in speedrunning, right? You just have that comet strat that someone magically finds, and you're like, bless. Thank you so much, because you just saved us so much hassle, so much stress, to the point now where Smithy is very challenging. Smithy requires a lot of focus and a lot of game knowledge. But once you kind of get it, you kind of like drop down into like cruise control a little bit with it, and you can kind of just let the document and let the route kind of take the reins, really. and hopefully it goes smoothly. So that's going to be the last of the fire. We attempted to get some fire bombs there. We got 2 of them out of it. Now what I'm going to do is take these last 3 Yoshi cookies that I have, we're going to head over to Land's End, and we're going to get the last of our fright bombs. I kind of wanted to leave this part in the run, in the showcase still, because this is a very, very important part of the run. Without this like little cleanup section here, like I said, we would be spending a lot more money. All of those strats that I kind of like Spike was talking about, getting really sweaty with this and coming up with all of these like minute time saves. This was a big part of it. Finding out ways to get free fright bombs and free fire bombs and things like that to where we weren't constantly farming money, constantly having to go back to Mobile to trade for things and stuff like that. That was like a big deal. And it's one of the big reasons why the time has dropped significantly. Another really cool thing about this is you're looking for 3, and there just so happens to be 3 enemies here. You can bounce back and forth between them. That's just cool, you know, it's a cool little thing.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah, so we're eating these Chow enemies. They give us fright bombs. We're gonna eat the Chow enemy. We're gonna run away. And then we're going to do that one more time. And then we will be heading back into the factory. That's the first like little chunk of the cleanup that we do.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. Back after we did that big community race, again, like 12 to 15 people last year, we kind of sat down, because the original route that people had put together for this, you would just go all the way up to right before Smithy, and then you would do all this prep. And we kind of found some ways to optimize, like, hey, you know, while we're going out to like get some rock candies, get some cash, we can also just do a lot of this now, which I think really helps the pace of the end of the run. Because now it's a lot more, you do these next 3 fights, and then you only have to go do like 2 or 3 things, and you come right back up and fight Smithy. I really like how that kind of cleaned it up a little bit and made it feel a little more gamey. So, but now we go into the manager fight, again, our 3rd to last of the Yoshi egg mini games. And pretty much the story of these next couple of fights, you're going to be seeing a lot of ice bombs thrown. That's why Kuiper wanted to load up on those specifically before he came back. While also getting in those lucky hammer throws. I believe we have used the lucky jewel, I believe, has broken at this point.
The lucky jewel breaks on Clerk, yes.
Okay, yes.
Ideally.
So now every one of these last few fights, Mario has to do a lucky hammer swing.
Correct. I must have, on this save state, I must have accidentally not used the hammer or not used the jewel when I was supposed to, because I still have it.
Ah, okay.
It doesn't. The fight's gonna go the same way, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally in the SNES version, by this point, we just have a whole butt ton of rock candies and we throw them. Here we can't do that. We can only hold 3. So we kind of have to stitch together some ice bomb usage, which is unfortunate because the very, very final boss, ooh, this would be really nice. I would really like this. It's in the middle. All right, we're moving. We're moving. We're moving through.
First try. Let's go.
First try manager, you take it. We're moving. We're moving on to the director. All of a sudden, we're going to go from fighting a blue guy to fighting a red guy.
And the strategy is you jump a lot, you put them to sleep, and you give them an ice bomb. Now it's you jump a lot, you put them to sleep, and you throw an ice bomb. Just watch out, gamers.
That's it, basically. It's the same fight. There's an extra enemy on screen.
Yeah, there's one more.
What are Poundette? They're called the Poundettes.
Yeah. My girl.
My grandma's favorite group when she was growing up. I loved the Poundettes. They were so great. I used to listen to them on my record player. I don't know why she became British all of a sudden. I was doing like an old lady accent, and then I went to like Southern Wales there. That was weird. I don't know what happened there.
Who's ready for the director and the Poundettes?
That's weird. They only have like 2. You're kind of.
It's late, dude.
What this guy's doing right now, that's what I want to do. Oh.
Yeah, dude. Oh. It's 1 a.m. Oh, okay. I need to calm down.
Director's like, you guys need to shut up. Okay.
Hey, no, you can't do that here. You can't tell anybody to shut up.
I didn't say the director.
The power's going over your head already.
Director? No, I'm saying director saying it.
Oh.
Not me.
Okay.
I just made Kiara so mad.
I may have overreacted and wanted to find some way of not.
All right, I know.
Okay, I apologize.
I recognize.
That was unearned, but that is something Kaiser would say.
Lucky.
Oh man.
It is nice how many things are susceptible to sleep in this game. Like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, for those of you just joining us, we're at the tail end of Super Mario RPG level, where you may see us try the same boss over and over again because we have to lose a mini-game in order to make our XP go to 0 over and over and over again until we make it to the end of the game and beat Smithy when Mario is only level 3. See those HP values? 30 HP on Mario? You're supposed to have a lot more than that, I will tell you. But through the magic of abuse of all the game mechanics, all the items that the game offers, it is just barely possible to go through the entire game at level 3 Mario. That's what we're doing.
Follow the left egg. We're following the left egg. Wherever it lands, it landed in the middle. Oh, we're moving. We're schmoving.
Oh, second try. Gamers, we are down to our final Yoshi egg minigame.
The final minigame.
It is mother flippin' Gun Yoke right here, who's a terrifying boss. Remember that breaker beam, that Kamehameha blast we saw from the Axum Rangers? This is the other boss that can do it.
Luckily, he's going to sleep.
We're going to use a strategy where he goes to sleep. That's right. This, like, car with a gun, we're going to put to sleep.
This car with the gun filled with lava is just gonna go to sleep.
Nacho cheese in there. That's what it is. I'm told. So I got a jar of cheese in my fridge. I'm gonna go heat it up after this show. I kid you not.
It's just a jar of cheese.
It's a jar. It's a pot of cheese. As you could tell by the of the vessel it's in.
Are you gonna put chips in it, or are you just gonna raw dog eat some cheese?
Raw dog some cheese?
I have raw dogged some cheese before, I will admit.
No, I got chips.
Yeah, can I get a bowl of queso?
No chips.
Do you need some chips? No, just a straw. That's all I need.
They like shake straws though, because
oh yeah. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of ice bomb usage here. It's starting out like, go to sleep, hit him with 12 bombs, hit him wake up. Why is that car with a gun and cheese? Go to sleep.
Our last mini game. Can we get out on a first try? We cannot.
No, we cannot.
We cannot. We cannot do it.
Dude, I would love this inner factory on the actual runs. Oh my god.
Yeah, what did we got?
Second, first, second try.
Second, first, second. Oh man. Didn't you and I
get here and
you and I both spent so much time here.
Oh, it's so stupid, dude. But again, like, it is like 24 of these mini games that you have to play throughout the run. Like, odds are there are at least going to be 2 or 3 of them that are just absolute douchebags to you throughout the course of the run, and it sucks. Like, yep, the run would have been good if I didn't lose an hour on 3 fights.
Yeah, for those wondering, the Energizer on Geno, Energizer does not affect items. It is a damage boost. So you'll notice when I throw the Ice Bomb with Geno, it will do significantly more damage than when I throw it with Mallow. That is the reason for the Energizer. So here I'm gonna throw an Ice Bomb with Geno. Watch how much damage it does on Gun Yoke, the little cannon. It'll do 420. Yeah. And then when I throw it with Mallow, it's gonna do, I think, like 280, I think is what it's gonna do.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, 280. Yeah, so that's the reason for the Energizer. Energizers are basically just single-use damage buffs that only apply to one member of your party. We're gonna be getting
1.5 times damage buffs.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting a couple of those here in a little bit.
That's what I'm like. That's right.
I need to edit this dock because this dock calls for 1 additional ice bomb to be thrown. And I don't think I've done that in like a year. I don't know why it says that.
Yeah, no. That's overrated.
It is.
That's just throwing resources. Dude, let's not pull a pie.
I spoke ill of I ate your pie. And now I am being punished. Now I am being punished.
Again, poor pie. Now this was on OG. So you know, these were 1 and 6s at this point. Pie was on such incredible pace and got up to this boss and fought it for like an hour and a half. Pie is like such a happy-go-lucky guy. Like he gets it. Like the stream content, you laugh at the bad luck and whatnot. I think that one stung him a little bit.
Because he didn't do it again after that. He was done.
Yeah, that was his retirement run. Yep. But again, shout outs to him and Alan M for doing the initial routing of Super Mario RPG Remake low level and found a lot of stuff, built so many good strategies for so many fights. And since then, people like DJ Carmichael and Kuiper have come and like refined a lot of it. Again, I can't talk well enough about this category. Again, I know on some level this is absolutely a meme category, but it's so cool that this whole thing is possible. And it feels very active what you're going around and doing to put this puzzle together. So anybody watching this thinking like, you know what, kind of like a dumb little challenge run, I cannot recommend this one more. It's so good.
Find a couple friends and go have fun for a couple evenings.
Yeah, there are still some fight strats that Alan M and Pie came up with that I have tried to change, and I go, no, this is the way we need to do it. This is the strat for this fight. I cannot tell you guys the amount of times I have tried to reroute the Dodo Valentina fight. I've tried. Name it. I've tried it. I've tried everything. It doesn't work. You know what works? What Alan and Pie came up with 11 months ago. It's unbelievable what they were able to come up with on what was almost no knowledge at the time. Like, we didn't have damage calculations at that point. We didn't have the spreadsheets. We didn't have the, the data mined stuff that we have now. They were just going off of, like, just playing and just sitting here for attempt after attempt after attempt, trying things and seeing what worked. Speaking of what worked, Gun Yoke is actually going to do this, isn't it? It's actually going to just not let me buy.
It's going to be like, you're going to need to skip me if you want to finish the run.
Yep.
I really want to make it through this.
Because he's the last one. After this, it's go do like 2 or 3 things on the overworld just to prep, and then we're just fighting Smithy. I just got to cut through 10,000 HP. Like, this is the end of the run.
And everyone that might have caught that at the end, you did not mishear that. Spike said 10,000 HP.
Yes.
The final boss, which is split up into 2 phases. The first phase has 2,000 HP. The final phase has 8,000 HP. So all of this
blow up in the final phase.
Little bit, yeah. All right, I believe this is attempt number 4. So
can we even see the eggs? Oh, this could be it, gamers.
Come on.
Yes! We're out! Let's go!
Legit.
The final egg minigame has been slain.
World record? Absolutely not.
The 2-week world record.
The 2-week
Yeah, I mean, we're at 5:36 in the timer, so.
All right.
Legit.
I need everybody to do me a favor. If you've stayed up this late, I need you all to do me a favor. I need you to give a salute to the Lucky Hammer. It has done us well. It has gotten us to this point. We will no longer be using it. Thank you so much to the Lucky Hammer. What a legend. Salute to the Lucky Hammer. And here we're setting up for the end of the run. So, a couple little prep things we want to do. That was our last little bit of equips that we set up there. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to this little toad here and buy some stuff and sell what we don't need. That's the most important part, because there's a chance I'm going to need some money based on what I have available to me. We're going to get rid of these cleansing juices. We're going to
sleepy bomb.
Sell the lucky tool. I don't need it. Get rid of the lucky hammer. We're going to get rid of this extra pair of work pants and the sailor dress, as well as the jump shoes. And we're also going to buy, we'll buy the pick-me-up because I need it, as well as the 2 mid-mushrooms because I need those. And everything else is all expendable income. Get rid of all that. And let's see. Hopefully, I should have 3 rock candies in this chest. I should.
If not, we
do. Okay. Let's go. Okay. I plan.
No more ripping.
No more ripping. We're not ripping anymore. Okay. I was stressed about that. I was a little stressed. I did not want to spend the last bit of this run doing that. All right. We need 1 more energizer. We need 1 party energizer. I can spend the rest of these on stuff that I'm going to trade in here in a little bit. We're going to go to Moleville. We're going to trade in all of the extra energizers and bracers that I don't need, as well as all of the other consumables we bought. Hopefully that will be enough to get us to 8 of every single bomb, and then we should be good.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this shop really throughout the run, but yeah, this is just a little trade shop in Moleville where you can trade in a bunch of different items for points, not money. And then this allows you to ideally, by like Hyper was saying, you want like 8 of each of the different fright, fire, and ice bombs. Now he's just doing his counts right here, seeing what he needs. Needs ideally 3 more ice bombs to be in a perfect spot. He's gonna go back and buy even more from Toad. Because what it is Final Smithy is a very random fight. He's got like 4 or 5 different heads that he can rotate between being, and each of them will have different weaknesses to ice bombs, to fire bombs, so on and so forth. So by having them, it's very likely that you're probably going to end the fight having not used all these bombs, but because it's so unpredictable, there's very well a fight where you're going to go through all 8 of your ice bombs, or a version of it where you use all 8 of your fire bombs. So on and so forth.
I'm going to get 1 extra ice bomb just for like super safety. So what Spike is talking about with these phases, what you'll see in Smithy 2 is, again, he will be transforming into things. Now, what he transforms into is at least it was in the original game, and I'm pretty sure it is in this game as well. It is a set pattern, but the problem with it is that it's health threshold based. Depending upon how much health Smithy has, that will determine what he transforms into. And because he can kind of do a bunch of different things, the amount of damage that I'm going to be doing to him in phase 2 is not consistent. I can only do what he allows me to do. So all of the damage calculation that I'll be doing is all just going to happen in my head. I'm just going to be paying attention to how much damage I've done, what resources I've used, when to heal, when not to heal. And the most important thing is we are going to be taking advantage of that revolving door strat that I talked about. This is when the revolving door strat kicks into hyperdrive. We're going, like, we're swapping people out every single turn. And again, the reason we're doing this is because we're sort of copy-pasting other characters' speed stats onto one another. Kind of treat this fight as sort of, it's a 5-on-1, obviously, but treat it as sort of like Mario's operating kind of in isolation. Geno and Bowser are like a tag team, and then Peach and Mallow are a tag team. So every single time one of these characters acts, beyond this like first turn, because this first turn we're just going to do a little bit of setup here, you're going to see me swapping constantly. And the reason for that is because I want Peach and Geno, who are really fast, to be protected from all damage. In order to do that, we're going to use Bowser, who is really tanky. And we're also going to use Mallow, and we're mostly going to use Mallow's corpse. That's not an exaggeration. Mallow's, oh, I didn't want to do that. Ooh, that's bad. You know what? I don't want to mess.
You just want to start over.
I just want to start over. I don't know why Peach went first.
Too long.
I don't know why Peach went first there. Geno's supposed to go first. I don't know why Peach went first there. But yeah. So what you saw there is This fight's very scripted. This first phase has to go on script, otherwise you could potentially wipe and you'll have to do the whole thing over again. But like I was saying,
check their equips real quick.
Yeah, they should both be fine. Yeah, that's what he needs. Oh, that's what happened. I didn't put the feather on. That's why. He had the he had the zoom shoes on and not the feather. Okay, now we're definitely good. Okay, because Gino's gonna go first, like guaranteed. But yeah, so these tag teams kind of work in the sense of Gino and Peach's jobs are to deal damage. They're gonna be the ones throwing the rock candies, throwing the ice bombs, the fire bombs, the fright bombs. Mario's gonna be jumping. Bowser's job is to protect Gino. That's his job. When we're swapping in Bowser, his job is to tank the damage and protect Gino. And Mallow does the same thing for Peach. Here's the problem. Mallow's probably going to die, but you can still swap in a dead body in this game. So
just watch the quote-unquote animation. Every time he swaps in Mallow, Peach jumps out and a corpse just slides into you, dude.
Yeah, so just good. An unconscious Mallow just like slides in, and then there's this like awkward pause where the game goes, oh, you can't do anything, and then like something will happen. It's really, really funny.
Because effectively that's like the ultimate tank. He'll do attacks at the Mallow AoEs and stuff, and it has no HP to give.
Yeah.
So Peach is just protected on the back line. Yeah, so again, Gino and Peach, they are going to be the buffed ones. Throwing up a Sparasol because this is the last usage of a triple move, and this is a scripted first attack from Smithy. He will always use Sledge right here. This is more than likely, or it's going to take all three of their blocks. You're going to jump with Mario until Mario inevitably dies right here, you imagine. Usually he'll die pretty soon. And then, the rest of the actions here in phase 1 that Kuiper is doing, it's all to a T scripted out exactly what he wants to do. Swap in these characters, use these specific bombs and buffs and stuff. Make sure you use that bracer on Bowser so that he is extra tanky. Because you realistically want Bowser to go the distance.
That doesn't kill you.
You want him to live 10,000 HP.
Doesn't kill you if you partial it? What? I can't believe that. That's incredible.
Oh yeah, Mallow's a god. How was he alive?
Can't believe that. Well,
okay, well now he did.
See ya. All right, so now we're going to swap in Peach. And we're going to rock candy.
Yeah. So the big thing here is like, imagine like when you're only supposed to be able to get 3 attacks per turn. Imagine we're gonna make it to where we can get 5. So we're using them to swap in Gino and Peach. And you think, oh, well, now Smithy's going to attack back. Because we have our speed stats manipulated in the proper way, Gino just gets to go again. So Gino's not going to attack. Swap Bowser back in and his tanky self, and he's going to throw a rock candy.
And then we're going to have, Peach, get out of there. You're not safe. And it's so good. I never get tired of it. It's so good. It's just, Mallow just slides in. Like, I like to imagine that he's not actually knocked out. He's like playing dead. And he's like, guys, can I get up now?
No, stay down. No, stay down. Again, if it wasn't for this revolving door strategy, at Smithy, like, there were people theorizing we might have to just get to this point and then just in game, you can lower the difficulty to breezy. Thinking like we were just gonna have to do that. Like that was the only reasonable way because we were so limited on rock candies and whatnot. But this is effectively like doubling the amount of actions we get per turn, while also keeping Peach and Gino, theoretically, if you do everything correctly, completely safe.
Yeah, count me as one of those people that actually did not think that this fight was going to even be doable. Not necessarily this phase, specifically phase 2, I did not think was going to be doable. And it barely is. So yeah, there's a lot to that strat that was found. Again, while the routing process was being done, they did not have the knowledge that existed while this was happening. So again, that first entire phase is completely on rails. I have it completely mapped out when I throw the bombs, when I'm swapping in my characters. From this point forward, it's all gonna be what Smithy gives me, what I have access to. He can swap between the 4 heads, our tank head, which is a tank. He's guaranteed to swap to tank head at the start. He'll always start with tank head. From there, it can be either mage head, which kind of spams a whole bunch of AoE attacks, chest head, or chest head, which has a bunch of like status effects that can affect on you, and then safe head, or I guess some people call it like, I think I've heard people call it like coffin head. I don't know. It's weird.
I call it the lion in the cage head. I
That's
don't know
another.
why I always see it as a lion.
I can
in
see
the
that.
cage.
I can see that.
That's another good one. And his purpose is to debuff you and heal himself. We don't want to see him. Also, I'm gonna take my headset off so I can focus and hear.
All right, good luck, Hyper. I want to comment one last thing before I hand it over to Spike to explain everything that's happening on while we're watching this. I just love how many times in a speedrun where something is just, it's just barely possible. It's like something super cool, and like it's just like, no, it's just like 1 pixel too low, or you know, 1 damage barely being enough, and just the equipment working out. And this is another one of those examples where it just barely works. And it's just a super awesome coincidence.
Yeah, and it's like a really fun theme, I think, a lot of times about like classic JRPGs, because a lot of times the final boss does have a lot more health than anything else. So a lot of times what you're doing throughout the run is like you're prepping for this final boss. I'd like to take a turn to HP Rain Mario right here, because partial blocks can potentially buy you 1 or 2 extra turns with Mario. So yeah, now once again, you're gonna be seeing this revolving door strategy. Every time Bowser's turn comes up, the first thing you want to do is swap in Geno, do an attack, and then swap him back out for Bowser. Again, that's the revolving door strategy. Same with Mallow and Peach. You think of them really as like they are each a tag team. The only difference here is Tankhead is like 1 speed faster than Peach. So you actually don't want to swap her in specifically for him. So now we're getting our first random swap, very early swap. Let's see if he goes over. Yep, going to the Mage Head. So Mage Head, again, like Kuiper said, spams those AoE spells that are very dangerous. So we actually want to throw a red essence on Mario. Again, anyone who doesn't know what the red essence are, got a freebie there. Nice. That is going to be 3 turns where Mario is impervious to all damage, status effects, everything. So yeah, more than likely we were expecting a knockout Mallow. Mage Head also has very low physical defense, so you actually bring him in for the frying pan and the hand cannon strats, and then bringing back in Bowser. Gonna be probably using like a Fright Bomb right here with Bowser, because it's nice, consistent damage. Again, Bowser's attack stat is completely tanked right now from being that, you know, that tank setup we gave him. So, you know, the Fright Bombs are mostly what Bowser's gonna be using throughout the fight. Good block right there. Ooh. Yeah, and so now with that,
ran out when I didn't want it.
He ran out of the red essence. Gonna throw another one. Gonna give him another 3 turns. Again, the biggest phase where you want to protect against that is here with Mage Head. It is offensively for sure the scariest head you can run into. And good timing there on the Peach tax. Bring in Geno, get in that hand cannon. Already doing pretty good damage right here. Probably already 1,500 to 2K into his health bar. Bring in Bowser, bring in that tank, Fright Bomb it up again. You ideally kind of get to the point where Mage Head theoretically can be pretty good DPS. Your best DPS you can get on a head is Chest Head, the one that is actually weak to fire. Fire bombs can pop him for a cool 360. The chest, or the lion in the lion behind the bars head, you can get 420 on those, but again, he can also heal himself. So the DPS is debatably a little worse there. Hyper giving his thoughts about like where it could be on the HP values. Nah, yeah, got the lion in behind bars. Let's go.
I think more in the original, it kind of gave me a lion vibe. Here, it's definitely like some weird fish in a box thing. Right. Yeah, this is, you know, definitely a squareism right here for the boss design, right?
Uh-huh.
This whole arena just banger soundtrack, super weird final boss, which I'll never get tired of.
There we go. You can see those are a hot 420 apiece. Those are like big cuts into the HP. But the most annoying stuff he can do is like start casting Shredder or healing himself.
Yeah.
We'll see what he likes to go for here.
Yeah, Shredder
coming up. Yeah, going to be throwing
the buffs on you, so kind of just affects all the damage you're going to be dealing. It's not a pleasant thing.
Nope. But the nice thing, you see the Shredder right there, because Peach and Gino are safe on that back line, they are not getting hit with those debuffs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, gonna reapply it right there for Bowser so you can get those ice bombs to do a little bit more. Yeah, and this is why, like, if you're gonna buy extra bombs of anything, ice bombs are good, because I've definitely had once or twice I've done this fight where I ran out of ice bombs, and then you have no other good way of dealing damage in this phase. Like, you like him to stay here until you're out of ice bombs and then get the heck off of it. I am burning with power. Knocking out the body is what allows him to do certain physical attacks and whatnot. So knocking that out along the way is generally good. Yeah, it's a smart mid-mushroom from Mario. Again, Bowser, as tanky as he is, it is a long, drawn-out fight that you're going through. That's a chunky 270 right there. Should be pretty deep into that health bar right now. Kyber doing a really good job. See what we're swapping to here. Really would like to see a chest head right here, but I think we might have just skipped over that HP threshold.
That's bad.
Yeah, we're going back to Mage.
Well, that's very bad.
Yeah, this is rough because, ooh, Mario with the big miss on that. That's actually clutch as heck.
Mario is huge.
He's popping off, dude. Yeah, because otherwise that was one turn where he wasn't able to red essence himself. Yeah, using his last red essence, unless he gets a freebie. Yeah, these are his last 3 turns of protection on Mario. Hopefully, again, these lazy shell attacks are very, very random. Could roll anywhere from low hundreds to over 300 damage on each of them. So you just kind of see what you can get. See right there, that was literally double the damage
HP
on that next one. Ooh, swapping off. Where are we going? Can we get a little chest head action?
Don't go to safe head.
That is not what he wanted to see.
Oh, no.
Only 3 ice bombs left in the bag. We might get an unfortunate spot here where, depending on where his health's at, unless we start getting some freebies on these ice bombs, where you're just gonna kind of not be able to deal much damage.
Yeah, he's dead. Let's go.
That's gonna do it. GG. Yeah, I was hopeful. I was like, I think he's close.
Ooh, the miss on Spear Rain.
Yeah, that was clutch, dude.
Ooh, because Mario would have died there. Yeah, I think I got kind of screwed by the really low damage rolls on the the lazy shell kicks. Because when he transitioned out of Mage Head, I was like, he's gotta be going into Chest Head. And he went into Safe Head, and Safe Head's like, you base, like, it's like the tier up, right? So I was like, dude, like, he's got a lot of health left. And then he healed, and I was like, oh, like what a jerk, dude. But yeah, that is the final boss. That is not time yet. I don't know if they hit the timer or not. It's not time. We have more text boxes that we have to scroll through. Time is when you see and then the screen fades to black. So time will be coming up here very shortly. Time is unfortunately not on when the D in the end shows up in this game. And that is... time right there.
Yeah, GG.
Congratulations.
Woo, thank you.
Good run, good showcase, gamer.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so if you guys are not familiar the original SNES game uses a lot of that kind of old school timing rules. And this game and the SNES version have some of the best credits sequences ever in gaming. It's just so good. And in both games, the ending is, you know, the little star from Geno shows up and it spells out D, and then there's an EN, and then the Geno star that you're seeing flying around drops down and the D shows up, and that used to be when time was. So time, you had to like sit through the credits. For this game, we opted not to do that. We opted for when you lose control of the character, which is on that text scroll there when Geno says goodbye. And as they are saying goodbye, we also must say goodbye. I'll try to be brief. I know it's very late. Anyone that stayed up to watch this, I sincerely appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you for staying up late to...
Oh, of course. I was so excited when you asked me to do this again. That was going to be the first thing I said. This is my favorite speedrun. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds ridiculous. How could this possibly be your favorite speedrun? It is. This is the speedrun. I care so much about this run. I have put more time into it than any other speedrun that I've ever done, any other challenge run I've ever done. It is very, very near and dear to my heart. I would have not put in all of the hours fighting Boomer Exor that I have if I didn't love this run.
Do you think you have fought Boomer Exor more than any other person?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, for sure. There was no one that's fought Boomer Exor more than me. Well, there might be a couple people that are close. But yeah, last thing I'll say is thank you so much to Kiara for having me on, for putting up with me for 6 hours, which is the longest she's ever put up with me in like one chunk.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
To the record. I did have to put up with you when we did this in 2021, though.
That is true. That is the OG. Yeah. That is very true. Yeah.
Though I didn't tell Kuiper this. I had Discord muted the whole time because I couldn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for Spike for doing this with me. Again, Spike is. I've talked about this before. Spike's been on commentary before. Spike's a massive motivation for me. I would not do this. I physically would not be here, sitting here, doing this in front of you people, doing this run, if not for Spike Vegeta. So I'm always very, very grateful for him. Thank you to all of you who have watched this. If this looked fun, and I've talked about it before, if this looked fun, haha, you're just like me. But if this looked fun, if you want to try this again, this is as casual of a thing that you can make it. You do not have to run a timer. You do not have to have, you know, some sort of fancy recording setup. If you just want to try to beat this game at Mario level 3 and try your luck at this minigame and not doubling your coins, you can. It's very, very approachable. It's very easy. I speedrun this game. I do this category. Obviously, Spike has mentioned it before. We do monthly races. I usually try to do like 2 to 3 runs a month, whatever I can fit them in. Come by my channel. If you want to know this, if you want to learn this run, if you want to learn the route, all that other stuff, I have multiple routes that I've either created from scratch or edited to keep them up to date. I have a bunch of different things I can give you, knowledge I have. And that's it. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And hopefully, this isn't the last time that SMRPG will be on GDQ in general, because this is a wonderful game.
Hope not either.
So,
maybe we could do a run back a little bit later, turn it into a full-on single session special show or something. No, not committing to anything. Don't take anything.
Baby.
I'm not over-promising anything.
You're the one who said something.
I said it, but don't even think, forget I said anything. Forget I said anything at all, Kuiper.
I was not listening.
Spike, a man who needs no introduction on GDQ, but I want to give you at least a minute or so to talk about yourself as well.
Yeah, I won't need a minute. I'm Spike Vegeta. You can follow me at twitch.tv/SpikeVegeta, but you should be following twitch.tv/KuiperDon'tCare. I love the amount of passion that he has for all his projects he works on stream. And Super Mario RPG is one of my favorite video games of all time. So I'm really glad for a game that you know, you didn't grow up with or anything, you've decided to dedicate this amount of time to. Because, man, like, just look at these credits. It's such an amazing...
So cute. It's so great.
It's such an amazing payoff for, like, the absolute journey that you go on, whether it's an 80% run or this long as balls, low level.
I love Nintendo game credits so much. Like,
they're so good, dude. This is something with Mario 64 for, like, the best, like, I just PB'd, and I get to watch this now. This is so cool.
The reward.
So,
yeah, so, like, I know a lot of people do it, and I think that's something I will carry with me as long as I ever speedrun. Anytime I PB, you watch the credits to the end.
Watch the credits. You watch the credits.
It's just,
all right.
It's just great to sit there, relax, like, I did it. I made it here.
For the record, we don't have to do that today, because it's not a PB. We don't have to.
But... You know, it's great background for us, you know, doing our final shout-outs here and talking about what just happened. So that's a great thing.
But yeah, thank you.
I also want to give a shout-outs to, here's a little Easter egg if you didn't pick up for it. We actually just did this run at SGDQ. Void did a run of it. While Void was in the credits, we were trying to meet the incentive to get him to fight Kulex, 3D Kulex afterwards. Coming up here very soon, we hit the incentive as the star shoots across the sky and it changes to the modern graphic style. Like this, like we shot into the new era. Go watch it. It's like a magical little moment on the SGDQ VOD for Super Mario RPG. That was a great run in general. Go watch Void's run of it. And, you know, it was really cool to see us reach those new donation heights and everything.
Yeah, and another just real quick shout out to the SMRPG remake speedrun community, both for the remake and for the original game. Massive shout out to Pidge01. I cannot express to you guys, this game and the original game would not be where it is as a speedrun, either game, if not for Pidge. Pidge is, like, to say what her impact was on this speed game and the originals it's incalculable. The resources she's made, the websites she's made, the timing tools that she has made. Pidge is awesome. So massive shout out to Pidge. Massive shout out to everybody else. To Void, to Ice Blue, to everybody else, to our friend Derpy Dragon, our other friends that have raced this game with us, Emily Brooks, who have raced this game with us, this category, sat there and fought Boomerexor for hours on end, you know. Shout out to all of them. Thank you so much for watching. This is the part where Spike was talking about where the whee and it all turns. It's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
They did such a good job with this remake, dude. It makes me cry. I love it so much.
But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I'll kick it over to whoever needs. Yara, if you have some announcements, closing things.
Again, go follow Kuiper, go follow Spike. If you so dare, you know, maybe you could even go follow Little Old Me. I don't know. I do want to do one of these eventually, just a little level. I'll be stealing all Kuiper's notes, but. You know, thank you both so much, not only for bringing this run, committing to 2 weeks of doing it in 2 different parts, as well as, you know, staying up so late to get it done. I really, really, really appreciate that, because that's something that, you know, we all appreciate sleep, but this is a little bit of a late time slot. So thank you all both so much. Sorry for the sacrifice you have to make on your sleep schedule. But that is going to be it for Super Mario RPG Remake Low Level. And if you missed out on any of the Mario runs today, stay tuned as we replay both shows after the break. And tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for random number generation time count capsule. Gosh, I kind of want to see the ending credits here now, but we're so close to the end of it all. We're so close.
You know, we'll show the end. It's fine. Yeah, those other shows are great. RNG, I've been on that show like a million times. It's great. Time Capsule, another great show. All the shows at GDQ Hotfix, all the Hotfix shows are great. And thank you to everybody if you participated in the left-right minigame, gifting subs, prime subs, your own subs, whatever the case may be. Thank you so much. You're supporting GDQ. You're supporting a great cause. And I also play that mini game. Like that game we played here, that I do it every time I stream this game. So if you really want me to go team right next time, please don't. I had to go team right the last time, and the run was terrible.
Please don't.
Please don't make me go team right.
Team left did pretty good tonight. We had to bail on a few games, but like we had a lot of first and second tries side. That was good.
We had to skip ahead only a couple times. Yeah, we only had to skip ahead a few times.
All right, 3 times.
I can't believe I had to skip ahead on like the fights leading up to the bear volcano. And
there we go.